morning to you. Welcome. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And can you believe it? We are already Thursday, and I'm trying to remember what day of the week it is. What is the number of November that we're in? That is how crazy time is flying by. But we are so grateful that you are tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show to hang out with us. Now, the second National Presidential Summit on GBV, that's gender-based violence and femicide, is underway, and it is also centered around the theme accountability, acceleration, and amplification now. Now, in light of Men's Health Month, we discuss gender-based violence in the context of men and boys in our country. We'll also be bringing you a panel of experts to focus on what the role of men is in ending GBV and femicide. And then we will also connect with owner of Ray's Muay Thai Fitness Academy, Rayana, to chat about how she builds a sisterhood to self-defense, which means I've got my fitness clothing on standby because I'll be doing a little bit of self-defense alongside with you. Well, we have that and a whole lot more coming your way all the way through till 9 o'clock. Let's say good morning to the rest of the team. Hey, G-Man.
How's it, Zozo? Don't worry, I was absolutely convinced today was Friday, and now I'm a little bit heartbroken. It is so wonderful to be connecting with you this morning. These are the kind of shows that get us most excited because they're the most important. We're going to have to get real. We're going to go through some rather alarming numbers, I've no doubt, today. But I think as a parent, this speaks to the future of the country. In South Africa, globally, yes, we know it's a problem, but here in the country, it's the worst in the world. Gender-based violence is a pandemic in itself. What are your hopes for your children? What are your hopes for the future of this country? How do we reset our course? We'd love to hear your insights this morning. Please, throughout this entire show, keep the conversation going. Drop us a voice note because awareness is a big part of this conversation. So whatever insights you have to add to our conversations this morning, please do that. And you can send those WhatsApp voice notes to 063-408-8863. Let's get the whole country talking, not just today, but every day until the rest of the year. So we've got 3 hours to savor with you, so I guess we better get up and running. Let's give you a few more of those talking points for the day with some major news headlines, and then I'll delve into the sport.
Thanks very much, team. The time just gone a few minutes past 6 o'clock. Let's take a look at the news headlines this morning. On the national news front, the National Treasury says it'll allocate 13 billion rand to different government departments and programs to fight gender-based violence. The Treasury's Ismail Mamoniat answered questions from delegates at the Presidential Summit on gender-based violence and femicide in Midrand, Johannesburg. The summit started on Tuesday. Mamoniat said whatever they spent would not be enough given the scale of the problem. In other news, the community of Bulawu, made up of 5 villages in Port St. John's area, is struggling to come to terms with a number of suicide-related deaths in their area. Now, in the past 2 years, more than 20 people, mainly young folk, have taken their own lives. Villagers are demanding urgent intervention from relevant government departments to halt this tragic tendency. There are many social ills and problems in the region, including unemployment, poverty, and a collapse of family structures, and many people struggle with anxiety, trauma, and depression. On the international news front this morning, the Ethiopian government and Tigrayan forces have agreed on a permanent cessation of hostilities to end the war in the northern part of Tigray. Now, the announcement was made by the African Union's chief mediator, Olusegun Obasanjo, following talks between the two sides in South Africa. Now, between 385,000 and 600,000 civilians are estimated to have died during the 2-year war in Tigray because of fighting, famine, and a lack of health care, this according to a Belgian-led academic team. An earlier 5-month truce collapsed in August. Moving further afield, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, has welcomed the resumption of Russia's participation in the Ukrainian Black Sea Grain Agreement. A spokesperson for the UN says he's also campaigning for the renewal of the agreement, which may expire on the 19th of November. Guterres also remains committed to efforts to remove barriers to food and fertilizer exports. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he reserves the right to withdraw from the grain agreement, but he will not prevent the grain from reaching Turkey. And finally, a Swiss railway company has claimed the Guinness World Record for the world's longest passenger train with a trip along one of the most spectacular tracks through the Swiss Alps. The Rhaetian Railway Company ran the 1.9-kilometer long train composed of 100 coaches along with Albula Bernina route, on the Albula Bernina route. Now, the route was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2018 and leads through 22 tunnels and across 48 bridges. The railway's CEO, Dr. Renato Facciati, said the trip was part of the Swiss Railway's 175-year jubilee and also to again raise awareness of its beautiful UNESCO World Heritage route after losing substantial turnover because of COVID-19. And everyone, passengers as well as onlookers, were not disappointed. Facciati said the scenery was amazing. Beautiful valleys, numerous bridges consisting of a series of arches supporting the long elevated railway and a spiral tunnel as well. It's truly something fantastic, Facciati said. Well, here's to hoping your travel dreams might take you there one day. But that's it for the news right now. We'll take another look at 7 o'clock right now. Here's a first look at the world of sports, and here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's dive right in with cricket news, certainly concerning our national team. Malebongwe Maketa has now been appointed the Proteas interim head coach for South Africa's upcoming 3-match test tour of Australia. What a test. Maketa, who is currently the South African A coach and National Academy lead, will take charge of the test squad from December up until early January, with the current coach Mark Boucher set to end his tenure after the ongoing T20 World Cup. The 42-year-old steps into the role after being part of the most recent test tour of England, where he worked as a consultant. We certainly wish him well. Then on to cricketing news. Out on the pitch, Titans captain Sibinelo Makanya led from the front with a beautiful knock of 45 to guide his team to 158 for 6 up against the Knights. That was in the first semi-final. The spinners for the Titans then dominated the Knights' run chase, claiming 7 wickets between them as the Pretoria side won by 38 runs. In the end, the Durban outfit beating the Rocks by 20 runs. The Dolphins were dismissed for 146. Bamanya Klein taking a 4 for 34. Brilliant performance there. Then Pranellan Subrayan responding with a stellar performance of his own, taking just 3 for just 18 runs to restrict the Rocks to 126 for 8. And on to international soccer, or at least an international stage for club soccer, as Paris Saint-Germain, they impressed and won in Turin last night, but it was not enough to hold on to top spot in their group. So Kylian Mbappe getting his name on the score sheet again in this year's competition, and Benfica thrashing Maccabi Haifa 6-1 in the other group game. The Portuguese and French teams ending level on 14 points, having drawn their 2 head-to-heads 1-1 with a goal difference of 9. Then Milan, they sealed a place in the knockout rounds as well with a comfortable 4-0 win away, or rather at home, against Salzburg. Dennis Zakaria and Raheem Sterling scoring for Chelsea in a 2-1 win over Dinamo Zagreb, while Man City and Real Madrid, they both picked up the valuable wins. Then on to tennis, world number 1, Carlos Alcaraz. He's eased into the last 16 of the Paris Masters with a 6-4, 6-4 win over Yoshihito Nishioka. Daniil Medvedev was sent packing by Alex de Minaur. So Alcaraz will play Grigor Dimitrov or Fabio Fognini for a place in the quarterfinals. Then Felix Auger-Aliassime began his bid for a 4th title in as many weeks by battling back to beat Mikel Yiner in 3 sets, or in 3 hours rather, in 30 minutes. Quite a titanic one there. Then Alex de Minaur knocking out former world number 1 Medvedev 6-4, 2-6 and 7-5. Then the 5th ranked Stefanos Tsitsipas, he had no problems in seeing off Dan Evans 6-3, 6-4 to book his place in the last 16. Right, we'll touch on those headlines again in about an hour or so. Right now, it's a beautiful brand new day, so let's see what the weather has in store.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's start off with your weather. The SA Weather Services, orange level 6 and yellow level 2 warnings mentioned in our weather report yesterday morning, those remain in place for today. They're for disruptive rain leading to flash flooding, with some communities being temporarily isolated in the Thabo Mofutsanyana district municipality of the Free State. Communication services could also be disrupted and properties damaged by heavy rain, hail and strong wind over the southern parts of both the Northern Cape and the Free State, as well as over the northern interior of the Eastern Cape and the eastern and central interiors of the Western Cape. Meanwhile, Johannesburg Water says reduced consumption and recent rains have helped to stabilize reservoir levels. Bulk water supplier Rand Water yesterday announced that stage 2 water restrictions would be lifted in the 3 Gauteng metros as reservoirs have been stabilized. Spokesperson said stabilization of the systems assisted by good rains had been a collaborative effort by Rand Water and the municipalities. Well, let's take a look at those gorgeous sunrise views that you share with us. Ziggy Okamp captured this vibrant view from Salt Rock. Look at that phenomenal reflection over the calm sea. Wanda in Kraaifontein sent us this indigo-infused photo of the sky lighting up early Thursday morning. Ivana Barnes from Kariga shared this photo from her balcony of the sun blazing from behind the clouds while enjoying some coffee. And Trevino Nika from Durban captured this ocean view. What a stunning way to start off your day by going fishing. Last but not least, we have Dion from Signal Hill who sent us this spectacular photo on top of the mountain of the sun rising between the trees overlooking the city. We love each and every sunrise view that comes through, so please continue to do so. Our WhatsApp line for those photos is 063 408 8863. Let's look at your temperatures. Polokwane, we'll start with you. Your low is 14, your high 25. Mbombela 16, 28. If you're in Pretoria, 15 is your low, 24 your high. Johannesburg 13, reaching a high of 22. Mahikeng 16 with a high of 27. We're heading to Klerksdorp. Some rain and thunder showers can be expected. Klerksdorp, your low is 16, your high 27. Kimberley 16 with a high of 25. Bloemfontein 13, 23. Richards Bay 20 with a high of 26. Pietermaritzburg 16, 25. Rainy conditions for Durban 21 with a high of 25. Mthatha 14, 23. East London 18, 23. If you're in Cradock, 13 is your low, 25 your high. Gqeberha, your low is 18, your high 24 for today. Partly cloudy conditions in George, 16 with a high of 22. Cape Town 17 with a high of 24. Worcester 16, 26. If you're in Sutherland, a low of 10 and a high of 19 can be expected alongside rain. And if you're in Uppington, 13 is your low and 31 degrees Celsius, that is your high for today. Well, that's where I leave your weather. We'll have another update shortly after 7.
First of all, good morning to you, Mama.
Good morning, sir.
Hey.
Great to see you.
I love you guys.
Yeah,
so
I love
good
you too.
so
Wow,
good to
what
connect
is
with
this
you on
warm time experience?
It's that time of the year, man. No, it's actually a vitally important time of the year, and obviously we're focusing on men's health, yes, but I think part of that is the mental conversation around where men are at, and unfortunately where men are at the moment is resulting in some pretty harsh norms here in South Africa. Gender-based violence being our main focus this morning, so we're inviting an incredible panel to have that discussion.
Looking forward to that, and as Zoe said earlier on, she's got her fitness gear on standby because she's going to be taking on a self-defense class.
I love it.
Hope she's warmed up and ready for those high
I'm doing
kicks.
this. I'll do one for Zoe and one for you. No,
Oh, thank you. Are you?
I think there's something amazing, an empowerment that comes with training your body in that way, which is absolutely amazing. So I cannot wait for Zoe to be put through her places. But she's also like the softest, sweetest person on the planet. So has she got the chops? We'll find out in just a moment.
Some
How
chocolate
nice is
chip
that?
in you, mate.
Hey, it's good, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us for what could be the most important conversation we have all year. Gender-based violence is a profound and widespread problem in South Africa, possibly one of our biggest. The scourge affects women and girls and is deeply entrenched in institutions, cultures, traditions throughout our country. Now, the second National Presidential Summit on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide is centered around this theme: accountability, acceleration, amplification now. In light of Men's Health Month, we are discussing gender-based violence in the context of men and boys in our country, because that's how we have to look at it. Our panel consists of Head of Communications at Shout It Now, Zonia Penzorn, as well as Nadine Stambul and Faria Lowe, representing Families South Africa, or Families SA, FAM SA, if you will. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Morning.
Why is it whenever I talk about events like this, themed months, marketing campaigns, I just want to say blah, 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 blah. It feels like there has been so much focus in this area and very little has been achieved. We now move into our second presidential summit on gender-based violence and femicide. Maybe, Nadine, I can start with you. Have we achieved anything since the last?
I think government has failed to actually respond to gender-based violence. In my opinion, it actually has not, it's actually increased and not decreased. And based on 2019, when a UCT student was, murdered, there was the pledge by the president that that will become a priority.
Yeah.
But I would say that that has really not happened. And COVID has also shown us that, women die by the hands of their partners or husbands.
So we basically took all of these desperate people and we corralled them and shoved them inside a situation that they couldn't escape and made them more desperate. And that's pretty much how COVID affected the majority of communities in South Africa. Yes, we were able to achieve some amazing goals in the COVID journey. Where is gender-based violence now? And how can we deal with COVID with such cohesion and a united front, yet we cannot deal with something that is now, unfortunately, become our culture?
Yeah. I think it's understandable that people are angry. COVID showed us that the government is able to put a lot of resource behind and implement really effectively. However, gender-based violence is an epidemic that we've been living with for such a long time, and it's almost been accepted into our society. It's been normalized, where there was nothing normal about COVID. And with gender-based violence being in our communities, being accepted in it, it's really something where we need to look inwards and we need to look at where does gender-based violence stem from. And it really is a societal problem about gender inequality and that we are accepting gender norms. And we need to look inside ourselves. We need to look at what behavior we're condoning as a community, and we need to demand change, but we need to have that change starts with us.
Completely. I fear that we've been desensitized, not just by what we see every day, but in this country, I think it becomes a survival mechanism. When you look at what's going on, you see a starving child at your car window every day at 3 or 4, and you're just able to just move on. There's something switched within us. That being said, I am a firm believer that the answer is in practical steps, not in getting the world to be convinced that gender-based violence is the worst possible crime perpetrated against women and children, because it is. And if they haven't gotten that down yet, we're probably not going to win the argument that way. So where do we start? Maybe with the warning signs, so that we as a community can look after each other. Faria, what are those warning signs? When is a red flag being waved when we look at a situation within a household? And that stems through the children, because I think very often it manifests in the children. That's how you can see it. So what do we look out for?
Okay. On a physical level, it would be where the perpetrator would maybe push the victim, hit the victim, kick the victim when there's pulling of hair. On an emotional level, it would be maybe threats, and verbally maybe where the perpetrator would degrade the victim, say cruel words, criticizes the victim, and you get also financial abuse as well, where the perpetrator do not give the victim access to any money. And also where the perpetrator would isolate the victim from families and
People
friends.
that they can go to, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is such a complex problem. I really understand that, but I think it kind of feels like we've reached the point now where it's not just about the bigger picture. It's about helping as many children, as many girls, as many
Yes.
women as we possibly can, just from day to day. And maybe that's the way to start. But where do we begin? This argument, I think, is going to need your contribution this morning. Please, if you can weigh in, if you have a personal perspective, if you feel that you have an answer within your community, let us know. 063 408 8863. We'd love to continue this conversation online and through our WhatsApp line. Keep it going for the next 3 hours. Any contribution is very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Graham. Well, we continue to break through barriers of GBV. Now, this Cape Muay Thai champ does not only have a mean punch, but she uses her fighting spirit to build sisterhood and empower women with her knowledge of Muay Thai. Now, Muay Thai, also known as Thai boxing, it is a martial arts form that not only teaches self-defense, but also strengthens the body. And joining us this morning to chat more about her initiative for women in Muay Thai Federation's Women's Bantamweight and World Champion and owner of Ray's Muay Thai Fitness Academy is Rayana Amiruddin. Good morning.
Good morning, Zoe.
This is so incredible. I love that you are using your platform to be able to not only help women, but to educate and teach and empower them.
Yes.
Let's start off with your own love for Muay Thai. Where did that come from?
I was basically a teenager and I was studying psychology at the time, and I wanted to get fit, I wanted to lose weight and basically give myself a boost in confidence. I was very shy and quite self-conscious, and then I found Muay Thai while working part-time at a health club while I was studying, and by meeting world champion kickboxer Mike Bernardo. And that was such a big meeting for me because it literally changed the course of my life. I started training in a gym full of males, and it wasn't long after that that I started competing. And then I had my first trip to Thailand, and that's where I really fell in love with Muay Thai. And I wanted to share that knowledge, and then eventually I opened up Ray's Muay Thai.
Ray's Muay Thai. And I love that because also you just mentioned you were training in a gym full of men.
Yes.
In 2006, was that what prompted you to start Fight Girls SA?
So I started in 1999. I was very young. 2006, yes. I discovered that there was a need for a platform for women fighters, basically to showcase their skills, and we have so much talent in our country. It had to be done. Fight Girls South Africa is a very glamorous event, and for the first time in South Africa, women have, they are the main event. So a very exciting platform, and a lot of professional fighters have actually come from this competitive circuit, being Fight Girls.
Will there be another one coming up on the horizon?
We were looking at December, but right now it looks like we're going to have to shift it to February. We've just returned from abroad and just enjoying the fruits of that labor.
Okay, definitely. Yeah. And for those who want to get involved with Ray's Muay Thai,
Yes.
what can they expect when they join the academy? And what are some of the things you teach the women that come and participate?
Well, firstly, whether you're a child, male or female, adult, what you can expect is a boost in your confidence, and that's already after the first session. You're going to feel empowered, and whatever your objective is, whether it's to lose weight, to tone, to have fun, to meet people, or to become a fighter, the confidence is something that you're definitely going to get from the training, right from the get-go. And for women especially, like, that is something that I specialize in, and I have a keen interest in empowering women and uplifting them, just making you feel good about yourself, being fit and feeling in control of yourself. And that's a good feeling. It will spill over in other aspects of your life.
And I think, you know, as a South African woman, there's a natural vulnerability that comes with it. Now, if those who want to get involved with Ray's Muay Thai and Fitness Academy, where can they reach you? Where can they get in touch?
Our busiest platform on social media is our Facebook page, which is Ray's Muay Thai and the Squiggle Fitness Academy. You can inbox message us there and we'll respond as soon as possible.
And I have to ask, I mean, we have this giant belt here, the WPMF, and this is the Muay Thai champion belt. Talk us through this amazing thing that I'm seeing.
I won this belt in 2008. I had fought for the world title in Thailand the previous year, and I lost on points. It was a very, very close fight, but a lot of effort and training went into that fight, and I actually stayed in Thailand for a while. And it was just really heartbreaking to lose that way. We challenged for the title a year later. My trainer came to stay with me in South Africa, and we won by second round knockout.
That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And that is why you are the deserver of this belt. Well, Rihanna, I know you're not going anywhere. We've got a little bit of a demonstration still to show you. And Rihanna is not, like I said, going anywhere. We've got 2 demos, in fact. We've got that lined up for you. So stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We'll be back in a bit.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us this morning as we continue the most important conversation we're going to have all year. 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence is an annual international campaign that kicks off on the 25th of this month and runs up until the 10th of December, Human Rights Day. Now we are back discussing gender-based violence and the role that men play in ending this pandemic. Our panel consists of Head of Communications at Shout It Now, Zonia Penzhorn, as well as Nadine Stambul and Fadia Lowe, representing Families SA. Thank you so much for joining us. The more we speak, the less hope I have, because it feels like such a complex problem, but of course it needs everyone's involvement because it's a cultural thing. So let's put it to the people right now. Let's hear what Randall had to say on a voice note this morning. Randall, we'd love to hear from you.
Good morning, Expresso show. It's Randall here. I just believe that this gender-based violence is such an issue in our lives, and I think it starts with equality, that we treat one another with respect and with love, and that automatically will eradicate this men being higher than ladies, but that everyone is on the same level.
Thank you, Randall. He's hit a nerve in that sense. We should view equality, but society is probably the least equal it's maybe ever been at the moment. In the context of South Africa, largest population of people living with HIV and AIDS, I'm sure that is a part of this dynamic. Talk me through, in your mind, in your years of dealing with and trying to distill all of the numbers into an action plan. What is driving this? Where do we need to start?
I think it's understanding that gender-based violence and HIV is mutually reinforced epidemic.
bedfellows, yeah.
Yes, and simply put is where the one exists, it could possibly worsen the others. And like Randall also mentioned, the gender inequality is such a significant problem driving gender-based violence. And in a situation where a woman is vulnerable, often with your younger woman, she doesn't have the possibility to navigate condom use, safe sex, contraception. Should she speak up about it, her partner could get angered, and that leads into violence. And where violence exists, you know, that could lead to HIV infection. But it is really understanding that power imbalance and how society is saying that men are more important than women.
There is a push for the feminine energy within the space to have its power known, and we see it on certain grassroots level in investment in women within communities, and you get so much more out of that investment. We're starting to see a shift in that sense. But when we look at society, when we look at the police, the way that we are dealing with this situation, it's an absolute failure. Maybe, Fadia, I can put this to you. A shocking 146 sexual offences, over 100 rape cases reported every day, every single day. Are the police able to do anything in light of this? In your work within communities, how much of a support structure is there around this problem? Do we have the tools to be able to do something on a practical scale?
Okay. I think education is key. The more we know, the more we will better be able to help people. I think training is important for our police officers, and also to network with the various stakeholders in a community. I think that would also be helpful in helping the victim, not thinking that you are alone having to help the victim, but there is other resources that you can also use in order to support the victim.
Completely, and it needs to be seen as this entire ecosystem, because one part kind of feeds into the other. Before we get on to Chomi, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about that so we can get practical, Nadine, I just wanted to ask, what needs to shift in your mind from working within this space? What is that mental shift that needs to happen here that we can take home with us right now and start reinforcing? I'm talking from a parent's perspective, that shift within my own kids, what they're modeling on my behavior, what needs to change?
I think we live in societies, actually in families, where children are the reflection of their parents. And I think that is where it needs to start from an early age, where families, parents teach their children how to treat a woman, how to respect a woman. And a girl child needs to also know what is the treatment that she deserves.
Needs to know her worth.
Yes, and knows her worth. Because I think, statistically speaking, a 6-year-old boy is already capable of abuse.
Yeah.
And that is where we need to actually stop it, you know, already. But I think it's escalating all the time. There's also instances where 9-year-olds already hit their mothers. Another instance is where the 9-year-old will take out a knife to actually threaten his mom. So these are the kind of situations that we find ourselves in our families. But I do believe it starts with the family, and that they also need the necessary education, training, and also to teach their children right from wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that is how our mindsets will shift. And also in terms of society, how men can also treat women better and know what their worth is.
Completely, and it also stems from representation, seeing amazing women standing up and shouting it out. So thank you so much for being here. They are not going anywhere. You don't move a muscle. I think one way we can also address this is by empowering girls and women within themselves. And I think we're going to do that right now.
Yeah.
We are here for all the empowerment because I'm going to say knuckles up, ladies. It's time for Rihanna to teach us a self-defense tactics that has been derived from Muay Thai and various martial art forms. And helping Rihanna this morning, taking us through this, is Jihad as well as Sophia. In fact, Jihad just recently also returned back from Thailand, and I think that's absolutely incredible. Before we get into it, I forgot to ask you, how was Thailand?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. We had an amazing experience, learned so much, and yeah, it was brilliant for him. First time in Thailand. Yeah, it was good.
Only 16 years old, and you say he's a future champ?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, absolutely incredible. So, Rihanna, take me through, what are we about to learn or tackle today?
Okay, so we'll start with the foundation of Muay Thai, and that is going to be your stance, so how you stand. And so you're right-handed.
I'm right-handed,
So
yes.
we're all going to stand together. So stand with your left foot forward and your body facing forward like this. Your hands up, fist up like this. You guys want to put your gear down? So your fist up like this, and when you punch, you're going to twist and back and twist and back. So always punching with the front part, right? When you throw your jab, which is the left hand, you're going to push your right shoulder back and back to the face, always coming back to the face. When you throw your right hand, which is your power punch, you're going to lift your back heel and back.
Okay.
So the jab with the left, keep your chin down, and the straight right with the right. Chin down and jab, and straight right, and jab, and straight right. Okay, so 1, 2 is left, right. So we're gonna go together. 1, 2, good. 1, 2 again. 1, 2, and your power punch, straight right. Good. Okay, so let's work on your push kick, which we call teep in Thai. Your push kick is very effective to keep your opposition back. So you're basically going to lift your front leg, lean back, and push and down. Keep your hands up, and then you can drop for momentum. So you push and down. Very effective. One more time. Push and down. Your right leg this time. Go. Push and back.
Okay.
Left leg. Right leg. Good. Left leg. Right leg. Straight right. Jab. Okay, so the uppercut. We're going to lean to the left side and uppercut straight up. Beautiful. And the right uppercut. Left uppercut. Right uppercut. Straight right. Woo. 1, 2, left, right, good. 4, left, right, good. Take 1 step forward. 1 step back, straight right, left uppercut, right uppercut. Teep with your left leg, teep with your right leg. And the last one I want to show you now is your knee strike. There's bones. So it's really hard and very effective in a self-defense situation, okay? So your knee strike, you bring it up and you lean back, okay? So
Lean
you're gonna
back.
Drive
So
with your
give me a
hands.
scenario. When would you use this movement on
Okay.
someone?
I'm going to show you that later
Okay,
in application, and we'll use jihad.
Okay, okay.
So the knee, we want to, ultimately in self-defense, you want to go for the groin.
Okay.
Because it's a vulnerable area. So
And the knee's right there.
yes. So you lean back again, right knee strike. Good. Left knee strike. Right. Left. Teep with the left. Teep with the right. Straight right. Jab. 1, 2. 1 step forward. 1 step back. 1, 2. Okay, one more. Have we got time for
We can do a quick one.
hook?
A hook.
Left hook, right hook, left hook, right hook, left uppercut, right uppercut, and that's it.
Oh,
well done.
Fantastic. Rihanna, it's great having you here. Sophia, Jihad, thank you for joining us, but don't go anywhere. We've got more coming up. In fact, Rihanna did promise us the application on how to, all the things we've been learning now with this is how you can apply it in real life. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thank you so much for joining us as we wrap up our discussion on bringing an end to gender-based violence in South Africa. That must be the one and only goal. Our panel consists of Head of Communications at Shout It Now, Zonia Penzorn, as well as Nadine Stambul and Faria Low, representing FAMSA. And of course, we encourage you at home to please join the conversation. In fact, start the conversation amongst yourselves right now, especially if you've got your youngsters with you. Talk it through. Let's talk about Chomi, because I want to get practical now. Let's do something.
Yeah. And I think it's important what you just mentioned is how do we speak about our children, access to informations and options, and we need to start it at home, and basically we need to be able to tell our boys, you know, be whatever you want, but then not tell our girls, okay, go find a great husband.
A husband
you
before
know.
you're 20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The power imbalance needs to stop, and we need to put power back into the hands of the survivors. And Chomi, we are so excited. We launched in August this year, and Chomi is basically a WhatsApp chatbot. And what it provides is options and information in the hand of the consumer. So using modern day technology to actually provide the information that survivors might need. They are faced with a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, not knowing where to get the information, and also often it is with someone that they're in a close relationship with. So Chomi allows you to literally WhatsApp, hi.
Yeah, we've got the number on screen as we speak.
There you go. And basically Chomi will prompt you into nine information streams that you can access information. So emergency services, safety planning, which is actually one of the biggest streams at the moment that's being accessed. Again, because the survivor often lives with legal advice, reporting. I mean, there's often a fear of what will happen to the perpetrator. Facts about gender-based violence. What is gender-based violence? A lot of the time people don't know. They're in a situation, and gender-based violence is anything that takes away your power. Any situation where you feel that you don't have the power. And the most important thing, we often think gender-based violence is a physical act.
Yeah, that's just the manifestation,
It's the psychological part of things, psychological abuse, the financial abuse of it. And what Chomi does, it provides you a safe space where it's anonymous, where you can, before you even have to go see a person, you can find the information for yourself and decide what you need.
And there's zero judgment there, and I think that's the biggest problem here, is there's so much judgment. I've been lucky enough to grow up surrounded by women, and unfortunately the self-imposed judgment often stands in the way of seeking help in so many different cases. And I love this. This is going to fly under the radar. It doesn't feel like a big step. I've got to go and radically change. It's just reach out, have a chat, and that information then leads you down the right path. I absolutely love that. We're going to keep those details up. I'm going to move to you, Fadia. FAMSA, how do you guys help, and how can people connect with you?
Okay, we have domestic violence counseling training that can be provided to social practitioners. We also do face-to-face counseling in order to provide emotional support to the victims. We empower them, we share information, we provide a safe space for them. We help them through the process, because there's a lot of emotional trauma that they experience. So we help them to deal with those traumas. Sometimes people don't know how to deal with trauma, so we help them to identify what they feel. We help them with, especially with regards to the flashbacks or the memories of the traumatic event. We help them through that process in order to cope.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning, but moreover, thank you for the work that you're doing every day in your spaces. As much as it can feel like this is overwhelming and that it's a mountain we might never quite summit, every time I sit down with amazing human beings like you, it does restore my faith. And I would say, from my bird's eye view of this space, it is shifting. There has been a change in our mindset and our culture, but that needs to lead to tangible action. So let's hope the presidential summit that's happening right now will lead to tangible action, because that's what your people demand at the moment. But ultimately, it starts with the conversation that we're having with each other and with our children. So please start that conversation. Change that culture in your home today. That's the first step.
Indeed, truly inspiring conversations there. Thank you very much, Mr. Richards, and to our wonderful panel as well. We look forward to starting those conversations around our families, our friends, so that we can bring about change in our country. But right now in the kitchen, it's Throwback Thursday, and we're celebrating culinary style of one of the most classic desserts ever made, I'm told, a millefeuille, which is a French pastry, one dessert that we've all wanted to try and make. And today we're going to be showing you a very easy way that's quite simple, but it provides really that timeless taste. Michaela's here in the kitchen to help us show us how to make it. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
Very, very good to see you. By the way, you guys should get a load of Michaela's nails. Can we get a close-up shot on that? That is just beautiful. Look at that. Oh, stunning. Stunning. Okay.
You should just watch them every week. They change.
Keep them entertained, I say. All right, so where do we start with this one?
So you'd want to start off by making your or our version of a creme pat.
Okay.
So we're doing a cheat version. We're already using our Clover Classic custard, which we know we all love.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're thickening it with some cornstarch and a little bit of milk. So you create a slurry with this. And we're going to add it to our pot. So you would just want to mix them together.
Okay, good.
And there's cornstarch in here, and you'll find that it sticks to the bottom if you let it settle, so you kind of don't want to let it settle too much.
Work it very quickly.
Yes.
Okay. I was also quite interested to find out that this dish that we're making, or this pastry we're making, millefeuille, it has very different names as well. It's called custard slice, vanilla slice. The Napoleon apparently is one of the names as well.
I've never heard Napoleon, but custard slices, man.
Custard slices.
Our youth, right there.
Yeah. And for those who are interested in the linguistic part of it, that millefeuille apparently means 1,000 leaves.
100%.
Uh-huh. All right.
Okay,
so then into...
you would add it in.
Okay, good.
To our Clover Classic custard.
Is it on?
No, but I was pretending like it was, okay?
Sorry.
Thank you for ruining TV time.
Live TV, it happens.
I was standing here and I was like, I forgot to switch the stove on, but we're making this work.
You can absolutely switch it on. Let me segue for you. Clover Classic custard is versatile to use with desserts for its sweet and creamy and deliciousness. And of course, it can be enjoyed on its own as well. It's the perfect treat to spoil your family with, of course, for that timeless taste. So after a couple of minutes...
So this will then eventually thicken up, and you would want to then obviously take it and let it cool down, because we have to incorporate some of our cream into it. So you just want to cover it with a bit of cling wrap, because it will form a skin.
Okay, yes.
Okay, cool. So it's settled, and then you want to gradually work in a cup of cream.
A cup of cream. Is that a cup of cream? That cannot be a cup of cream in that bowl.
A cup... This is a cup of, like, unwhisked cream. And then when you whisk it, it gets to this.
Oh, okay.
I was also questioning it for a little while. But then I realized...
Still questioning it.
It was unwhisked.
Okay, all right, good. I believe you.
Okay.
The transformation happened while I wasn't looking.
Yeah. You know, the kitchen fairies were doing their magic behind the scenes.
They do a stunning job at that as well.
They do. They're great.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm actually not going to incorporate all of it because it might become a little bit too loose if I do.
After all of that work in the pan or in the pot, you don't want to undo it by adding too much liquid and then it becomes too runny, right?
100%.
You want to keep it in that, like that filling needs to be slightly firm. If al dente describes the firmness of pasta, what would you describe this as in terms of...
Gelatin.
Gelatin.
No, I'm kidding.
It's going somewhere there. Okay. I see where you're going with that. Okay.
And then we're literally going to take our easy cream mix.
There we go. Oh, there we go. You've got it all sorted out.
Top it onto our pre-baked sheet. So what we did was we just took a sheet of puff pastry, sliced it in half, baked it in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, but what you'd want to do is weigh it down. So you'd put a sheet of wax paper or non-stick wax paper on top, and then weigh it down with another baking sheet. Bake it for about 20 minutes until it's golden brown.
Yes.
So it doesn't get too much rise. Because if you leave this uncovered, it's going to puff up to like the size of Jupiter.
Well, it's quite descriptive. Does the millefeuille thing, the 1,000 leaf, come from the fact that there are so many layers of the puff pastry?
Yes, that is exactly why.
Okay, good stuff.
And then you can get fun with it and put our berries in between.
We've got some mulberries, some raspberries, some strawberries. Are we going to cut these up?
Oh, we'll put those on the top.
Oh, on the very
top. Still have the little the little pretty frilly bits
So
on.
give it a bit of layering. Okay.
Yes. Okay, cool.
And then that
And then
goes
we
on top.
it with that.
I'm literally just waiting for my pièce de résistance at the end when I get to do this.
The gold dusting on top of the fruit. Because if you try
On top of the fruit, yes, definitely
you try
on
on
top
top
of the fruit.
the custard, that might
could
be
get
problematic.
very messy. Not as artistic as I would have imagined. Okay, there you go. Lovely stuff. All right, of course, you can check out the recipe on our website, expressoshow.com. Make your own millefeuille, and let's see how yours turns out. Okay, wait. Got to do this part. Look at that.
Oh.
Oui,
Oh.
oui.
Nice.
Merci beaucoup. Look at that. Stunning. Thank you very much, Michaela.
Thank you.
Leave this over here as well.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks, Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, well, it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on S3. And we're now turning our attention to a few apps making the fight against gender-based violence a bit easier. Now, great to see technology innovations being made towards that end. And here to help talk us through the different apps we can look forward to is our tech guru, Grant Hines. I feel like every time you're here, I give you a different title.
Yes, well, it's a lot of titles have been changing lately.
A whole married man.
Yes.
He's a whole married man.
So-
First time you're wearing the ring?
On air, yeah.
Yes.
This is the first time on air I'm wearing the ring.
Congratulations on your
thank you.
nuptials. Your beautiful lady and your daughter is here as well. But we will be connecting with the whole family a little bit later. But for now, what are some of the apps we as women, especially South African women, can look forward to have and have access to keep ourselves safe?
Okay, so there are a couple of apps that are being released and being worked on, some that do exist already that can help. And I'm just going to go through a couple of them. The first one is Chauffeur. Spelled like chauffe with her at the end, which I think is quite a cute name. But it's a ride-hailing app. So you can call for rides if you're if you've gone out drinking with your friends or whatever. But all the drivers are women, and the patrons are exclusively women. So it's designed to be a safe space for women who are in. That is generally an extremely vulnerable and dangerous position for women to be in.
And especially if you're going to be out with your girlfriends, naturally the reason you're using the e-hailing services is because you are, you know, having a cocktail or two. And yeah, this is amazing.
Or your car breaks down. There are lots of reasons to use these services. You might be in unsafe environments or whatever, and you need to escape. These are, you know, we turn to these services, and I think traditional e-hailing services have not done enough when it comes to gender-based violence, prevention.
And also women drivers. You know how I think ever since I've been using e-hailing services, maybe jumped into a car twice where it was a female driver?
Yeah, me too. It's been about twice, actually. Yeah, so it's extremely rare. And it's unsafe for those drivers. So women who want to be, if you know, want to drive for an e-hailing service because, you know, they're picking up dangerous patrons and vice versa. So this is a nice, for both ways, it's a nice service to check out. And it's available here. It's also got an SOS button. So if you are in a situation, you can just press it, which is very, very cool. The second app is an app called Be Safe. Now, this app is not publicly available, but what it is, it's a service for private companies. If you have a big corporate or if you are an educational institute and you want to, or a private security firm and you want to incorporate a more gender-based focus on your protection, then Be Safe is a tool that you can integrate into your existing services. So if you're a student at a university that has included Be Safe, there are SOS buttons that you can use so that you can have private security within like minutes dispatched to you, as opposed to, you know, taking forever to arrive. And it's designed to be a first call for women, which is really cool. And I don't think a lot of these security services actually do that first. The third one is Find My Friends. Obviously, there's one on iOS, and there's Find My Friends Pro on Android. What this app does is it allows your friends and family to track your position. So if you've got loved ones who want to know where you are at all times, which is really cool, and vice versa, so they can actually track where you are as well.
Yeah.
So you know, you're constantly aware of everybody's whereabouts in case you are nervous that something could go wrong.
That's something cool to activate, but there's just something about being able to be tracked that makes me feel so paranoid, but it's great for people that are, you know, track me, I'm heading here, make sure I'm safe.
It's not, I like to call it a walled garden. It's great for families.
Yes.
But also I say this very, very strongly, that the tracking needs to go both ways. I think there's a lot of abuse of those kinds of services, like you're saying, where a spouse goes, I will know where you are, but you won't know where. Yeah, but I won't know. It has to go both ways. And then lastly, I just want to put an honorable mention to a really exciting app. It's called GBV Pocket Guide, and this one's actually for the guys. We've been speaking a lot about apps for women and how to protect women, but the onus on protecting women is actually on the men to protect those women, because they are the perpetrators of the violence, and they are the perpetrators of saying they're ignorant about gender-based violence. So this pocket guide, if you care about the women in your life, and if you care about lessening the impact of gender-based violence in the country, and you are a man, check this app out, learn, school yourself, and find out more about like what gender-based violence is, what constitutes gender-based violence. Like there's a lot of stuff that is internalized with us as men, there's a lot of stuff that is culturalized with us as men, that is violent and is aggressive to women, and we have to do an extreme amount of unlearning and humility instead of just you know, brushing it off and saying it's not me, I don't hit my spouse. There's a lot of stuff that comes before that, and learning that is really important.
Oh, well, Grant, it's so great to have you here. Thank you for bringing it to our radar, the different apps that is around at the moment, those who are easily accessible and those who are available for corporates to be able to incorporate and make sure that everyone is safe. Grant, we'll chat to you and your new bride pretty soon. Oh, well, listen, let's quickly catch up with those morning headlines. Here's Kat.
Thank you very much, Zoe. The time's just gone 7 o'clock. Here's a look at the latest news headlines. On the national news front, South Africans are now paying almost 11% more for a basic basket of food. This compared to last year, this time. Now, the Pietermaritzburg Economic Justice and Dignity Group's October Household Affordability Index reports that this amounts to 430 Rand. And the price of fuel increased at midnight. Both grades of petrol have gone up by 51 cents and diesel increased by 1 Rand 43 cents rather a litre. The Energy Department says the high demand and continued low supply of diesel have led to a higher increase in diesel prices compared to petrol. Now, the National Treasury says it will allocate 13 billion Rand to different government departments and programs to fight gender-based violence. The Treasury's Ismail Mamoniat answered questions from delegates at the Presidential Summit on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide in Midrand, Johannesburg. The summit started on Tuesday. Mamoniat said whatever they spent would not be enough given the scale of the problem. On the international news front, North and South Korea have fired a number of missiles into waters near each other's coasts in a marked escalation of hostilities. The North launched 23. Seoul responded with 3 air-to-ground missiles over the disputed maritime demarcation line. Now, later, Pyongyang fired 6 more missiles. North Korea said their launches were in response to large-scale military exercises currently being held by South Korea and the U.S. On Tuesday, Pyongyang warned they would pay the most horrible price in history if they continued their joint military drills. In other news, the Ethiopian government and Tigrayan forces have agreed on a permanent cessation of hostilities to end the war in the northern part of Tigray. The announcement was made by the African Union's chief mediator, Olusegun Obasanjo, following talks between the two sides in South Africa. Between 385,000 and 600,000 civilians are estimated to have died during the 2-year war in Tigray because of fighting, famine, and a lack of health care. This is according to the Belgian-led academic team. Now, an earlier 5-month truce collapsed in August. Now, in a recent conversation with U.S. reporter, Oscar-winning actress Julia Roberts, who's 55 years old, revealed that the late civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife Coretta Scott King paid the hospital bill for her birth. Her parents were close friends of the Kings, and they footed the hospital bill because at the time her parents couldn't afford it. Roberts said her parents, Walter and Betty Lou Roberts, ran the Actors and Writers Workshop in Atlanta before she was born in 1967. Segregation kept the civil rights leaders' daughters from attending any school for whites. So Coretta King called her mother and asked if her kids could be part of the school. Roberts said, quote, "My mom was like, sure, come on over." And so they all just became friends. And ever since, Julia Roberts has never stopped being vocal about racial injustices. That's it for the news at 7 o'clock. We'll take another look at 8 o'clock right now. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sports with Graham.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's start with the leading cricketing story this morning, certainly concerning the Proteas. Malebongwe Maketa has been appointed the Proteas interim head coach for South Africa's upcoming 3-match test tour of Australia. Maketa, who is currently the South African A coach and National Academy lead, will take charge of the test squad from December up until early January, with the current coach Mark Boucher set to end his tenure after the ongoing T20 World Cup. The 42-year-old steps into the role after being a part of the most recent test tour of England, where he worked as a consultant. We certainly wish him well and hope that this turns into something a bit more permanent. And staying with cricket, but the action on the pitches, and boy, have we seen some action. Titans captain Sibonelo Makanya led from the front with a knock of 45 to guide his team to 158 for 6 up against the Knights. That was in the first semi-final. The spinners for the Titans then dominated the Knights' run chase, claiming 7 wickets between them as the Pretoria side won by 38 runs. Then our Durban outfit beat the Rocks by 20 runs. The Dolphins were dismissed for 146, with Bamanya taking 4 for 34. Then Pranellan Subrayan responding with a stellar performance of his own, taking 3 for just 18 runs to to restrict the Rocks to 126 for 8. Then on to European football. Paris Saint-Germain, they impressed and won in Turin, but it was not enough to hold on to that top spot in their group. Kylian Mbappe getting his name on the score sheet again in this year's competition. And elsewhere, Benfica, they thrashed the newcomers Maccabi Haifa 6-1 in the other group game. And the Portuguese and French teams ending level on 14 points in their group, having drawn their 2 head-to-heads, 1-1, with a goal difference of 9. Then Milan also sealed a place in the knockout rounds with a comfortable 4-0 win. That was at home against Salzburg. Dennis Zakaria and Raheem Sterling scoring for Chelsea in a 2-1 win over Dinamo Zagreb, while Man City and Real Madrid, they both also picked up wins. And we move on to tennis. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz, he eased into the last 16 of the Paris Masters with a 6-4, 6-4 win over Yoshihito Nishioka. But Daniil Medvedev was sent packing by Alex de Minaur. So Alcaraz will play Grigor Dimitrov or Fabio Fognini for a place in the quarterfinals. Then Felix Auger-Aliassime, he began his bid for a 4th title in as many weeks by battling back to beat Mikael Ymer in 3 hours and 30 minutes. Alex de Minaur knocking out former world number 1 Medvedev 6-4, 2-6, 7-5. Then the 5th-ranked Stefanos Tsitsipas, he had no problem in seeing off Dan Evans 6-3, 6-4 to book his place in the last 16. That's where we leave our sport for this hour. The roads should be waking up as we speak before we send you off into the world. Let's see how the traffic is looking with Kat.
Well, out in Belleville in Cape Town, there is congestion on the R300 northbound at the N1 inbound ramp, so you can expect delays over there. In Midrand, Johannesburg, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 northbound after Allendale Road. The left lane has been affected, so please do drive carefully. And in Umhlanga, in the KZN, there is a stationary vehicle on the N2 southbound causing congestion after Sibaya Drive coming from Umhlanga. Well, that's the latest from the traffic news. Right now, let's take a look at the weather. In the latest news, reports state that an environmental disaster appears to be looming on the slopes of Africa's highest peak, the iconic Mount Kilimanjaro, where hundreds of members of Tanzania's army have now been deployed to assist firefighters who have been battling blazes there for close on a fortnight. The Tanzania People's Defense Force is cooperating with other agencies and volunteers to ensure the huge blaze is controlled before it causes more damage. A series of wildfires broke out in different areas on the mountain after an initial fire started near a camp along the popular hiking trail more than a week ago. Hundreds of people, including firefighters, national park staff members, tour guides and civilians have been battling to quell the fires, but with little success. The Tanzanian government says human activities are most likely to blame for starting the fires. Now, some 2 years ago, a week-long inferno destroyed thousands of hectares of woodland on the mountain's slopes. From environmental news, we now head on over to take a look at your sunrise views. Thank you very much to Naledi out in Johannesburg, who snapped this view from her home, showing off the pink hues while she heads out to work. Thank you so much for that. Naomi Abdi from Greenwood Park shared her view of the bright and bold orange sky with a blazing sun rising. Fahim Isaac snapped this picture-perfect shot from his balcony, showing off an incredible sunrise with graceful pink hues. This all the way in Surrey Estate. And then Louis Pereira from Oakdean captured this while enjoying a morning glass of juice while watching the blue sky and still waters of the Vaal Dam. Stunning stuff. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, and please continue to do so. You're welcome to send through your videos or your pictures to our WhatsApp line 063 408 8863. Here's a look at the temperatures out in Polokwane. A low of 14 to a high of 25 can be expected. Mbombela 16 to 28. Pretoria a low of 15 and a high of 24. And similarly in Johannesburg, temperatures will range between 13 and 22 degrees Celsius. Out in Mahikeng, a low of 16 and a high of 27 can be expected. In Klarsdorp 16 to 27, Kimberley 16 to 25, and Bloemfontein 13 to 23 with a 96% chance of rain and thunder showers. Out in Richards Bay, a low of 20 and a high of 26 can be expected. Pietermaritzburg 16 to 25, Durban a low of 21 and a high of 25, and Mthatha with a 42% chance of rain there will see lows of 14 and high of 23 degrees Celsius. In East London, temperatures ranging there between 18 and 23 with an 86% chance of rain. Cradock 13 to 25, Gqeberha 18 to 24, and George 16 to 22. In the mother city, a low of 17 and a high of 24 can be expected. In Worcester, 16 to 26. And Sutherland might see very high chances of rain, 88% in fact, with a low of 10 and a high of 19. And out in Uppington, a low of 13 and a high of 31 degrees can be expected today. So it feels like it looks like it's going to be a pretty warm day all around the country. But of course, as always, no matter what the weather looks like, here's to hoping it's going to be an absolutely terrific day for you.
Oh, thank you, Kat. Well, listen, when it comes to buying shoes, I always look for comfort, I look for durability, and of course, I look for style. All of these qualities that can be found in Woolworths' sandals, which I'm using to spice up today's look. And the beautiful thing about the dress I'm wearing today is you can wear it with heels and, of course, pair it with some fun sandals. So option one, we're going over here. I can choose between the patent slingback wedge signed with exceptional comfort in mind. Now they feature a beautiful patent upper with a metal trim and a buckled slingback for ease and comfort. So that is option one. Then moving over to option two, we have this chain trim, which is just absolutely a beautiful detail that I love, with a metallic chain. And then there's also some detail on the strap, as well as some trimming, which is absolutely beautiful. Look at that trimming over there along the edge. And this is also a great addition to add some summer style to your wardrobe. Now, out of the two options, I'm going to go for this one. I love a little bit of bling detail. I love the finishing here. And of course, I'm choosing comfort and style and all the right support. So there we go. These are the sandals that are going to be paired perfectly with any gorgeous statement dress that you choose to wear, whether it's going to be with a dress, some shorts, or even some beautiful slack pants. They will look fantastic. And what's amazing is W Rewards members, they can get up to 30% off selected sandals, and that is until the 6th of November this year. And this offer is excludes Birkenstocks, but you can shop it at Woolworths, you can shop in-store, online, as well as on the Woolies app. I'm going to take these and get comfy.
I've been vibing, yeah. Me and my folks all good, that sun is shining. Ay, chillin' with my feet kicked up like I ain't trying. Yeah. This is what I want on summer, yeah. Gangs all here, let's run it, yeah. This is what I want on summer, yeah. Gangs all here, let's run it, yeah. Vibes right here, 100, yeah.
This week on Tropical Island of Treasure All-Stars.
This is for elimination.
One of us must go.
It's the sucky feeling. Come on, Melo, chase it.
Go, Melo!
Do not throw away your shot.
I'm struggling.
Oh!
Wow.
This could be it. This could be it.
Stay smooth with Tropical Island of Treasure All-Stars this Saturday evening at 7. Repeat Monday night at 9 on S3. Crush is about to unlock your 100%. On this exciting new TV show, you can realize your potential and live your dreams.
I dream of cooking in a 5-star restaurant.
I dream of singing to the world.
Buy any Crush and share a video of why it should be you to our WhatsApp line or upload it on our socials, tagging Clover Crush and hashtag Crush. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 rands worth of prizes. Crush, 100% goodness.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday morning. We certainly are enjoying your company. Hopefully you're enjoying ours too. Now, there's no stronger bond than that of family, and today's featured artists prove exactly just that. Mabongi Thusi is a singer-songwriter, a guitarist and community builder who hails from KwaZulu-Natal, and she is the lead singer of Mabongi Thusi and the Oaks, the family band who are also 3-time Victory Gospel Award nominees. They consist of herself and her sons Owetu on piano, Zwide on bass, Kanya on electric guitar, and her honorary son Skumbuzo on drums. Let's take a quick little sneak peek at what they're all about.
We are the oaks of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, display of His splendor. We are the oaks of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, display of His power.
Where was this? It looks like the CTICC. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, my word. Oh, yes. Listen, South Africa. Africa Buroka Bupara. Let's give a feel-good welcome to Mabongi Thusi and the Oaks.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you here, family. Good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning to the viewers.
Yes, absolutely. My goodness. I love the fact that it's a family affair. And
It's a family affair.
We've had the privilege of hearing you sound check a couple of minutes earlier, and it's sounding absolutely amazing. I can't wait for everyone at home to hear it. But Mabongi, maybe just tell us first about how you decided, or how the family decided, that you are going to take all of your talents, put them together, and actually present them to the world in such a beautiful way.
Maybe the world decided for us, because there wasn't a time when we decided to do that. It started with my sons when they started high school and they were learning music when I wasn't doing music. So they came and they brought music home, and our friends started to say, do something for us. The church said, do something for us. And the band started.
And
just
now,
like that,
here
now
we are
here.
And as far as the name is concerned, Mabongi Thusi and the Oaks.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yes.
I love that name, by the way.
Thank you so much. First, you know that the oaks are like strong trees.
Absolutely.
So we believe that the family has to be very strong. That's what I believed in, as strong as the oak tree, and branches that will spread wide, you know, and feed so many people, you know. So that's where it started. But also our names, because O is Owetu, K, Kanya, Z, which is the oaks for... I've got so many sons.
Skumbuzo, yes.
And Skumbuzo is included. A is for Zwide is Andy, so his other name is Andy. So it came out.
Hey.
And then
So the Oaks are actually the Oaks.
the oaks are the oaks.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, yes.
I love it. Okay, so Skumbuzo, tell me about how you got together with the family and your story, how you became an honorary son, so to speak.
Yeah, so my dad is a drummer. So Mom's had a show, the video that we just saw right now. So she needed a drummer. So what was me, what was me, a bass player, a friend of Mom's, recommended me.
Yeah.
Since that Zwide and Owetu, we all the same age and Kanya, so.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that's when I started joining the family band.
Yeah, man.
So I've been with Mabongi Thusi and the Oaks for...
Ever.
Yeah,
Forever, since day zero.
Yeah,
I love it.
There.
And Owe, too, I understand that also, you know, as part of your own development as a young man, giving back to the community is quite an important thing to you, and it's something that you certainly did learn from your mom. But personally, why is it so important to you, and how do you go about doing so?
Okay, besides seeing how community-oriented my mom is, I think there's just something always rewarding in helping others get to where they need to, where they physically can't, or in some ways they aren't able to. And it's also important to remind ourselves that we wouldn't be here in the first place without the supports that we've got from friends, families, some organizations. So I know there are some talented musicians who also need that support, and yeah, that's how we become stronger as a society, and yeah, that's why we love giving back.
Mabongi, I'm sure there are parents out there who are asking themselves right now, how do you raise sons like this? What has been the secret to turning them into these gentlemen that they are?
I think first it's love, but really above everything it's prayer. I really must say that. I can't claim because there's no recipe. So it's love, it's sharing that their interest becomes my interest, support, being able to just sit down and talk about issues and never run away from serious discussions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we are in the grips of a serious discussion that we are addressing today, the fight against gender-based violence.
The fight against
femicide.
That is so true. As you can see, I was happy that I came here and you are talking about that because this necklace was specifically made for me. This word, Vimbani, is a Zulu word that says stand up, stop. abuse against women and children.
And to that effect, you are performing at a family-focused concert called Saving the World, but Saving Men First. Tell me about that.
Isiseko Family Foundation is actually celebrating their 10th anniversary, and the focus of this organization is just families, building families together. Yes, so we are performing there at their concert, which is on the 26th of November.
Yes.
Yes, at N1 City.
Loving it. At Every Nation Church.
Every Nation Church.
Goodwood.
Yes.
Make sure that you get your tickets. It's absolutely stunning, and such a privilege to have you here. I personally can't wait for all of our viewers to see you performing, to hear you performing as a bit of a taste teaser as to what they can expect at the show. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. Don't miss out on a live performance from Mabongi Tusi and the Oaks. I love that name.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, listen, we are back with another demonstration because I'm going to say knuckles up, ladies, because we are bringing awareness to the scourge of gender-based violence in South Africa, and it's only fitting to have Muay Thai champ Rihanna teach us a few self-defense tactics. Alongside her, we have Jihad as well as Sophia, and they are recently back from Thailand as well. And Rihanna, earlier you showed us the 1-2, the hook, the jab, the right, the posture. Now we're about to implement some of these things in a bit of the reality, if I can put it that way.
So basically going on the focus pads will test your speed, your agility, your power, and also your hand-eye coordination. Okay. So it's a lot of fun, and it definitely gives you the feel-goods, the good feels.
I'm going to ask you to stand this side, and Jihad, you going up first.
Yes. So Jihad will just show a little bit of his skill, and then thereafter I'll take you.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so stay back, right? Straight. 1, 2, 4. 1 up. Elbow. Straight right. Good. Knee. Knee the side. Left hook straight right. Double jab straight. Okay, 2 steps back. We're going to do double jab spin straight right knee.
Whoa!
Up 1 and 10.
That is incredible. Okay, I noticed the elbow going in there.
Yes.
What's the? I believe the elbow is quite a good defense. Is it recommended to use your elbow in moments of defense?
Definitely. In Muay Thai, your elbows and your knees are your most dangerous weapons because of the bone. So highly recommend to use effectively in self-defense.
Okay.
So
I almost feel like Sophia should go. Oh, is this for me? Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm going to put the gloves on. This is going to be interesting. Wrong hand already. See? Okay. Off to an excellent start. There we go. Thank you. I love that the gloves are pink. There we go. Oh, Brianna, can you just reiterate for people that want to get involved with your fitness academy and your Muay Thai?
They can
raise
contact us.
Where can they contact you?
They can contact me at my Instagram handle, which is Rayana Amiruddin, or they can go to our Facebook page, which is Ray's Muay Thai and Fitness Academy, our busiest platform on social media.
Oh, fantastic.
So you tap me up, and then everything's opposite, so straight right. Yes, jab. Good. 1, 2. Nice. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Uppercut. Straight right. Hook. Left hook, right hook. This is good.
Ooh,
And
left and
again.
right hook.
Yes. Yes. You want to try the elbow?
Let's try the elbow.
Yes, good. Nice, straight right. And then the knee. Put your hand on mine and then good. Other side. And you want to grab the head and pull down, and that's what I'm going to show you in a bit. So, right? The knee. Yes, pull down with your hand. Perfect. Other one. Straight right. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight right. Uppercut. One more. Yeah. Well done.
Not great for girls with long nails.
Okay, so we spoke about the application.
Yes.
So now we're removing our gloves. We're going to get back to reality. And basically, Jihad is going to attack me. Then he'll attack Safia. And then we'll demonstrate what to do in those attacks using Muay Thai.
Okay. We can pop that. I'll hold that for you. I'll safeguard it.
Okay. So I feel that in Muay Thai, one of my most effective skills in the ring has been the push kick. We call it the teep in Thai. And I think in self-defense, it's very effective because you can use it when your perpetrator is at a distance. So your weak point is what you're going to go for: the groin, the neck, the eyes, the ears. And you could be smaller than your attacker, but you can be vicious and you need to be very aggressive. This is very important. Okay, so he comes towards me, a push kick, and he's not going to stay standing. When he goes down, grab the head, knee, and you can also, that's when you can elbow at the top of the head. So,
there we go.
Do you want to try that?
I don't know if I want to.
Don't push kick him for real.
Oh, no, I won't push kick him for real, I promise. So if they come, you then push kick.
So you come forward and push kick. Good. And he goes down, grab for the knee. Yes.
And elbow.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, fantastic. Well, listen, this has been incredible. It's been wonderful having you here. Thank you for showing us the demonstrations. I think it's absolutely incredible, you know, that not only women but men as well, we learn the art of Muay Thai and also how to protect ourselves. And like you said, to boost your own confidence and self-esteem, which is also so great.
Absolutely. And I have to say that Muay Thai is not only for adults. We specialize in training children. They need to be aware of the safety and their surroundings. And we host workshops not only for women and men, but also for children. And the next one's in December. So have a look at our Facebook page, and we've got 5 to 8 year olds training.
Well, there we go. Keep your eyes peeled to Ray's Muay Thai and Fitness Academy, the Facebook page. There you can find all of the details, and let's look after one another.
The number of times you're going to hit snooze. How many excuses you're going to make. And the amount of obstacles that are going to stand in your way.
0.
That's also the amount of sugar in the new Energade Zero sports drink. With zero compromise on taste and performance. Step up your game with new Energade Zero. It's what you put in.
We got you covered. 24-hour long wear. New skincare and ingredients. Better skin by the day. Diverse shades. Transfer resistant and waterproof. For all skin. For every life. New Color Stay Longwear Makeup.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday morning, and man, oh man, yes, somebody just, in excitement, somebody dropped something in the background because we're joined by probably two of my favorite people in the world. Fresh off of their honeymoon, Grant and Jess Hines are here. And just over a year ago, can you believe this? Can you believe this? They were celebrating their engagement. And now that love story that began on a dating site is now kind of sealed in this beautiful union.
Full circle.
Full circle with a beautiful little cherry on top called Jamie June. And it's so absolutely amazing to have both of you here. Good morning, family.
Morning.
Oh, thanks for
I'm surprised you didn't say your 3 favorite people, because...
I think he's just
Uncle Kat.
Wait, I knew these moments would come. We'll talk about what I said at the wedding that might be coming back to bite me right now. But I've got to ask the two of you what it's like being back in the real world as Mr. and Mrs. Hines.
It's been quite exciting, actually, to kind of return to some normalcy, but also it was really nice to have the honeymoon and kind of date again, which is weird.
Okay.
When your parents, you know, you can't just always go out and be spontaneous, and we got to do that for a few days, which was really nice. But we hurried back to this one because I missed her way too much.
Oh, there we
go. And she's such a busy girl and so friendly. Hi, Miss Jamie. Are you on TV right now? Well, Jess, tell me, and I know, Grant, you were equally as involved. What was it like planning your beautiful monochromatic wedding that was hosted at the 12 Apostles Hotel?
It was actually surprisingly relaxed. I think the brief that I mostly gave people was, I just want it monochromatic, but you take your creative license and do what you want to do. It's kind of why you hire professionals to do these things. They can take all the decision-making off of your hands. And I like to keep it monochromatic and minimalist, so there were a little bit less decisions to make on our behalf,
But I saw some of those videos, like behind the scenes of what you were kind of getting up to and packaging this, that, and the other to make sure it was, when you say it was chilled, I'm like, come on. But the end result was absolutely fantastic. And, you know, I had the privilege of being there as part of the lineup of groomsmen alongside JP as well. You know, what was that like for you, brother? I mean...
Your Expresso family.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. You know, like, one of the things... You know, not many men look forward to their wedding, right? Like, or like, it's not something like that you have on your Pinterest dream board for forever.
Not like us.
Yeah, but there are a lot of like amazing surprises, and one of them is like having the people, the most influential guys in your life, there alongside you, and it makes that moment so much more special. It was one of those things I wasn't expecting to feel.
Right.
But going like there was a lot of downtime and going like, oh wait, you know, and we're just reminiscing about these like really important moments. And, you know, coming up in the speeches, just, you know, going like, oh yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, how's the wedding for you, Bubba?
Oh, you were there as well.
But you
within the party.
Were you part of the bridal party? Oh my goodness, I can get so distracted by Jamie. She is so beautiful. Now, I know that you guys also had YouTube sensation Casper Lee there at your wedding. What was it like having, you know, not only him there, but the camera crew and making that part of your big day?
I think there were times, for me personally, it was quite hectic having your photographer, your videographer, a camera crew, all these people around. But in the same sense, I feel like everyone's wedding day kind of goes by in such a whir and a blur that I don't even remember it now. I only thought about it because you asked. And I was like, oh yeah, there were actually quite a lot of camera people around.
But you guys are tech savvy, so it's probably normal for you to have all these gadgets.
I mean, the crew and everyone's quite good with not really getting in the way, you know, they capture those special moments, but you don't even realize that they're around you. There were so many photos I've seen where, there's so many photos I've seen where I was just surprised. I was like, I didn't even see you take that.
And like, you know, Grant, you talk about having influential people in your life and special people in your life. I mean, Casper and Josh flew all the way from From the UK, right? 2
Yeah.
10, like...
You know, it felt like this really nice conclusion or the end of a movie. Like, I've been friends with them for, you know, a good part of a decade. We've both been, all of us have been in the tech industry, in the digital media field for, we've seen YouTube, we've seen Twitch evolve, we've seen that all come up. And to have this video, like we planned with Chris Pratt, I was filming it, was really cool. And so we've been through a lot together, and for them to, like, we you know, you do courtesy invites, and and for them to go like, you know what, this is important to us, you're important to us, let's make a plan and be there, just was really moving for me. So yeah, it was really nice to have everybody, like, you know, party with us.
And I'm sure they were the last people on the dance floor.
Yeah, they were.
With Kelly and the DJ, like, just dropping them on YMCA. And,
all the TikTokers, all the YouTubers.
I'll say this, in my kind of welcoming, I did say to you, Grant, that you have the loveliest person as your wife right now, who's also able to drag you gently in the streets of Twitter. I've just been dragged right now on national TV, not giving Jamie June her dues. Shout out to you, JJ. And of course, you can catch all of the highlights of the beautiful day on the Inside. And look at that, guys. There were tears, there were moments, there were vows, there were, the first dance.
You do not want to
you see me in the back? I'm like, yes! I'm here for it!
Oh, catch their special day on the Insider this Monday at 6 on S3.
I can't wait.
That's gonna
Can't
be so
wait. I love you guys.
Wow. Like a movie, like a dream. We love you guys. Congratulations, you beautiful family. Absolutely adore you guys. So we're going to continue in this mode of celebration right now, and we're going to focus on some very entertaining shows that the SABC has to offer. And we now look at one of the SABC's latest collaborations, and this one is really interesting. So Tabiso had the pleasure of traveling to the Central University of Technology in the Free State to learn a little bit more about the prestigious campus partnership with the SABC. This informative and very entertaining launch gala aims to unite the two forces to strengthen and diversify Mzansi's media landscape and create better opportunities for employment and equity. In entertainment, I want to see more.
The world, as we know it, is always changing. Every day, there's something new, exciting, fresh, and innovative. And that's why the SABC, your home of entertainment, is always on the pulse of creativity and of innovation. They do this in so many different ways. Today, through a partnership with the Central University of Technology out in Free State. And I'm here to find out all about this partnership and how this is going to move this university and the Free State province, in fact, South Africa, forward. Come with me. Professor Alfred Ngowi, you have been so instrumental in seeing this partnership between the SABC and the university come to life. But why is it so important for you?
For many years, we have been collaborating with the SABC. And the major collaboration is for us to be able to reach our activities to the community. And so this partnership is going to help us to be able now to take out the work which we do at the university to go to the community where it belongs.
Well, today's been so inspiring, and I'll tell you why. Because for me, seeing all of your students who are in the hospitality sector walk around, up and down, serving and really getting their hands dirty is the practical work and passion that we'd like to see. But what do you hope that they take out of it?
They're able to show the community what is it that they learn, what is it that they're capable of doing, so that the potential employers or potential partners for them or the community, they know exactly what these students are doing, what they're capable of doing.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Today is a big day for collaboration and partnerships, and the SABC has come together with CUT in order to be able to fulfill its mandate. And joining me right now is Group Executive of the SABC, Mr. Madoda Mxakwe. Mr. Mxakwe, thank you so much for your time. It's a big day indeed. We know that the SABC has always been at the forefront of partnerships that work to take us forward as a nation. But this partnership in particular is an important one for you. How does it help you further the SABC's mandate?
Look, as the SABC, we exist primarily to fulfill our public mandate, which is constitutional. We do this by ensuring that we provide compelling information, education, as well as entertaining programs. These partnerships, they help us in two ways. One, in terms of achieving universal access, which is part of our public mandate. But very importantly, we're able to engage in mutually beneficial partnerships like the one with the CUT. And at the heart of it is to say, how can we leverage our expertise in order to fulfill each other's objectives? So that's why we're here.
Mema Munta, it's a celebratory day. There's so much excitement here in the province tonight. As the City FM, this partnership must be really important in terms of really cementing the values of your station, right?
Our mandate as City FM is to inform, educate, and entertain. And with this, I really feel we are going to make sure that our listeners are well informed, because the students that are here, they are going to be our content, so that they educate our young people out there about the opportunities that are available at CUT.
Mandla, the work that has been done here today is only just a part of a big picture of all of these other exciting SABC projects. Let's talk about them.
First of all, here in the region of the Free State, on behalf of the SABC, on our brands, City FM, and also the staff members, you know, that are putting things in place and make sure that we reach out to the target audience. This partnership and collaboration, you know, is given birth, you know, by us, you know, providing the needs, you know, that our stakeholders want to fulfill, you know, using our platforms.
And it's not just about those projects and this project here and there. It's also about growing the bottom line and affecting that in a positive way. What are we going to see there?
That bottom line is to make sure that this region is profitable. And yes, our ecosystem, on the other hand, you know, it depends, you know, on the give and take. So it's not only about us being here, but it's also about what we are going to get in return, of which is going to be beneficial for SABC, for sustainability, financially and otherwise.
And come on, an inspiring night, celebration of partnership and collaboration, and a marriage made in heaven, brought to you by the SABC, your home of entertainment, as well as the Central University of Technology. And the future is looking oh so bright.
Absolutely wonderful. Yes, we want the top tier, like your feel-good breakfast show, but we need the ladder to climb. So good to see the investment in the development of this industry and opening those doors for new shows, new programs, new intellectual property, new stars to make their mark. Absolutely beautiful. Hopefully that's inspired you, and the inspiration will continue on the other side of this.
Dad, I hope you're ready before I go.
We connect all of Mzansi so that everyone can be more of what they're made of. Live your Munati.
Defeat your mucus monster, Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmacodynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to what is proving to be a very feel-good breakfast show this morning. Why? Because we are joined by newlyweds, Grant and Jess Hines, and their little bundle of joy, Jamie. Thanks, man. Reinforcing my point, just in time for some parent talk. See, this is my lot in life. The others get to talk about the celebrations, the dresses. I get to talk about poo and farts. The first year of a baby's life, critical. There is little gut goes under a huge amount of development, can be very vulnerable, which means that any chance, or changes rather, can lead to conditions like diarrhea, weakened immune system, and colic, which we still don't really know what it is. Well, probiotics have been proven to assist with managing the symptoms of colic by putting the good bacteria back into their little bellies, as well as keeping their immune systems strong. That's where it all starts. But let's take a look at what they're all about. Yes, it all starts in the tummy, doesn't it, Jamie? Yo, how is she behaving on TV? It's incredible. How is her little gut health going? Because this is a major focus, eh?
Yeah, well, obviously much better now. I think in the beginning, especially when they're starting to eat for the first time and have their milk, they go through so much and they're so squirmy and everything's sore and painful. But now that we're starting food...
Yeah, someone's enjoying
She's
food.
telling us herself.
Yeah, exactly. And then? And what else did they do wrong? How else did they fail as parents? Tell us now. but that is the thing, is you constantly holding yourself up to this kind of fake measurement of what it is to be a parent. And I think with things like colic, it really does come into play, which is why we put it out to the broader community on social media. We asked you guys why good gut health is so important when it comes to our little ones. And here's what some of you had to say. Let's take a look. So we had Nasli Anthony saying, good morning, Expresso fam. My reason would be for baby's digestive system, prevent colic, etc. Spot on. Then Michelle Pitts Essex saying, I remember when my now 3-year-old son was still an infant, he had digestive problems, and I started using a Rotarina probiotic drops, which helped him so much. So gut health is immensely important. Yeah, I think people getting the idea. Luciano saying, good morning, Expresso fam. Gut health is very important because a baby's digestive system is not as strong as ours, so it needs that extra help. It really, really does. And I think it's a notion that everything stems. Immune system, gut health, emotional health stems from there. What's been the key for you, Jamie? I want to ask Jamie an important question. Now, for you guys, what has been the key in terms of your health focus and keeping her on this track of development, because she's doing so well?
Yeah, I think one of the really important things was there's a lot of advice that's given to you about childhood and rearing children. See a pediatrician.
Yeah.
Make sure that we were prescribed probiotics as well when she had colic to help with it. And a professional. There are other symptoms that probiotics can help for, like diarrhea, but it's good to see a pediatrician because diarrhea leads to dehydration. That can actually lead to death. So you need to make sure that you're treating the right symptoms correctly. And you'll see that a lot of pediatricians do recommend probiotics as well, especially for that colic.
And then setting the tone for the rest of their lives, really. Hey, preach it, girl. Preach it from the mountaintops. She's absolutely gorgeous, guys. Congratulations once again. Just love your whole story, and the fact that we've had a front row seat is just so magical. I love you so much. Well, going with your gut is now as easy as ABC, and good bacteria is essential for gut health, for immune support, and just general well-being. And Probiflora brings the good bacteria into your gut so that you can live life healthier and stronger. So visit Probiflora website for more information, or you can speak to your healthcare professional for medical advice, as Grant suggested. And listen up, because Proby Flora are giving you the chance to win a R1,000 Take-A-Lot voucher weekly. All you have to do is reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page and tell us how you look after your little one's gut health through their milestones by posting a pic or sharing a short story. We'd love to hear your story. So don't forget to include hashtag Bring the Good Back. This week's competition closes on Friday, the 4th of November at midday. But you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Anything else you want to add? Little scene stealer. I'm coming for my job next.
Well, it's now my turn to be in the kitchen with Michaela, and we're about to show you a delicious treat for the whole family.
Made with love by Clover.
We have you sorted. If you need a quick dessert fix, well, our Clover Bliss chocolate tiramisu is going to take all of the fuss out of making a classic tiramisu by simplifying the method while delivering maximum indulgent results. And we show you how easy it is to make, and Michaela is here to show us how to do it.
Woo! I love tiramisu.
Oh, I just, there's something about, because a traditional tiramisu is usually soaked in alcohol, right?
Yes.
So, see, that for me I struggle with.
Do you?
Yes, I just find the flavor overpowering.
But if you like do a little bit of alcohol with your like coffee mix, then it balances it out a little.
I should try it that way.
Okay, so we have some whipped cream, some mascarpone, and some icing sugar, and we just want to mix this all together. And if you could start floating?
Floating?
I don't know what I was saying, but you could float them in there if you wanted to.
But we just want to soak our finger biscuits. And I'm just giving them a break because the container, the glasses we are using is a little bit narrow.
Okay, and you just want to do a quick mix.
How much should they soak completely?
Yeah, you want to soak them through quite a bit, but in our case right now, not too much.
Not too much. Can I go ahead and put a first layer in?
100%. Cool. So that's all mixed together. How simple was that?
That was quick and easy. We did say we're simplifying this process for you.
Yep.
And we are soaking our finger biscuits in a coffee mixture.
Yes. No alcohol in this one. And also the difference with this tiramisu is there's no eggs in the mascarpone.
Oh, fantastic. So we are also going...
Yes. Okay, and you just
different allergens you need to keep in mind lately.
Exactly. And I mean, a lot of people don't like eating eggs.
So we are using our Clover Bliss, and we are using our Clover Bliss medium cream chocolate dairy dessert. It is ready to eat. It's chocolate dairy dessert that you can easily pour, you can sauce, you can scoop it on top of any sweet treat, and it's ready to eat indulgence at its best. Look at that. So we're changing it up. No, we're doing it exactly the same. You started off with your cream mixture, some of our... I'm slow on the soaking of the biscuits part.
That's okay. You get a general idea of what we're going for here.
There we go.
And we're also spicing it up by obviously adding the chocolate to it, which is not traditional.
Well, we did say this is not a traditional tiramisu, but it is a delicious and simple one.
Nice. And you just keep layering it up. Like, how easy is that?
Super
And then you'd want it to set a little bit, so just give it some time in the fridge.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Bumping hands here. Oh, I just want to keep layering these things. It's so actually quite therapeutic. If you want to get your hands on our delicious chocolate tiramisu, we have the website. In fact, we have the recipe on our website, expressoshow.com, and you can simply play around with it. Look at that. Beautiful layers. We'll finish it off, and then you are ready to serve it. Well, if you've missed any of the steps of what myself and Michaela just created for you, you're in luck. Here's a recap.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Join Mzansi's entertainment hub, the SABC, as they expand the industry through partnering with the Central University of Technology.
My name is Matata Mtakwe. The SABC is a national public broadcaster that functions and works for the nation in fulfilling its mandate.
It's about creating awareness of our brand, providing good content, and it's about encouraging participation.
Catch more highlights of this perfect pairing only on Expresso, weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Is it time for number 3? I don't know. Is it time for number 1, Zoe?
I'm ready. The ovaries are doing somersaults right now.
Listen, I was able to shut her up by shoving a dummy in her mouth, but none of you get any ideas with me, all right? I'm not going to have a dummy on this show, all right? Oh, little one. We are loving having this gorgeous bundle of energy in our studio. We're going to see if we can keep her here for the rest of the show. Of course, Amber and Grant just proving to be the most amazing parents, because here is the proof, I know.
Aww.
I don't know why she scared me out when I said that, man. Maybe she's got some other notion. It's time now to get back into those official duties, because we have to work. Yes, that's what grown-ups do.
We have to.
Well, on that note, the time has just gone 8 o'clock, and time right now for us to reflect on the news headlines this morning. On the national news front, the number of children in Limpopo who have measles has risen to 23. Since yesterday, health personnel have recorded 5 new cases in the Mopani and Sekhukhune districts. Since the increase in cases was reported, the provincial health department has intensified its vaccination program considerably. Parents and caregivers have been encouraged to be vigilant and to ensure that children are vaccinated. Measles, of course, is highly contagious and can be dangerous, but is preventable by means of vaccination. In other news, South Africans are now paying almost 11% more for a basic basket of food, this compared to a year ago. The Pietermaritzburg Economic Justice and Dignity Group's October Household Affordability Index reports that this amounts to 430 Rand, and the price of fuel increased at midnight. Both grades of petrol have gone up by 51 cents, and diesel increased by 1 Rand 43 cents a litre. The Energy Department says the high demand and continued low supply of diesel have led to a higher increase in diesel prices that compared to petrol. On the international news front, Zimbabwe's government says it will grant financial compensation to victims of attacks by wildlife after 46 people were killed and many others injured between January and August of this year. The Zimbabwean government says this is the highest number of fatalities in southern Africa. It approved the establishment of a relief fund for those who had been seriously injured or lost crops, livestock and property, but didn't mention how much the compensation would be paid. Meanwhile, North and South Korea have fired a number of missiles into waters near each other's coasts in a marked escalation of hostilities. The North launched 23, Seoul responded with 3 air-to-ground missiles over the disputed maritime demarcation line. Later, Pyongyang then fired 6 more missiles. North Korea said their launches were in response to a large-scale military exercise currently being held by South Korea and the US. On Tuesday, Pyongyang warned they would pay the most horrible price in history if they continued their joint military drills. And finally, a Swiss railway company has claimed the Guinness World Record for the world's longest passenger train with a trip along one of the most spectacular tracks through the Swiss Alps. The Rhaetian Railway Company ran a 1.9-kilometer long train composed of 100 coaches along the Albula-Bernina route. Now, the route was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2008 and leads through 22 tunnels and across 48 bridges. The railway's CEO, Dr. Renato Fasciati, said the trip was part of Swiss Railway's 175-year jubilee and also to again raise awareness of its beautiful UNESCO World Heritage route after losing substantial turnover because of COVID-19. And everyone, passengers as well as onlookers, weren't disappointed. Fasciati said the scenery was amazing. Beautiful valleys and numerous bridges consisting of a series of arches supporting the long elevated railway and spiral tunnels as well. A truly fantastic sight to behold. This is what she said. Well, on that note, here's the end of the news for today. Let's take one last look at what's happening in the world of sports. And here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Catman. The big news this morning, certainly on the cricketing front, Malibongwe Maketa has done it. He's been appointed the Proteas interim head coach for South Africa's upcoming 3-match test tour of Australia. So Maketa, who is currently the South African A coach and National Academy lead, will be taking charge of the test squad from December up until early January, with current head coach Mark Boucher set to end his tenure after the ongoing T20 World Cup. The 42-year-old steps into the role after being part of the most recent tour of England, where he worked as a consultant. We certainly wish him well. And staying with cricket, but the action happening on the pitches, and boy, have we seen some action this season. Titans captain Sibonelo Makanya led from the front with a knock of 45 to guide his team to 158 for 6 against the Knights. That was in the first semi-final. The spinners for the Titans then dominated the Knights' run chase, claiming 7 wickets between them as the Pretoria side won by 38 runs. Then our Durban outfit beat the Rocks by 20 runs. The Dolphins dismissed for 146, with Bamanya taking 4 for 34. Then Pranell and Sobrian responded with a stellar performance of his own, taking 3 for just 18 to restrict the Rocks to 126 for 8. And on to one of the biggest footballing stages, as Paris Saint-Germain impressed and won in Turin, but it was not enough to hold on to top spot in their group. So Kylian Mbappe getting his name on the score sheet again in this year's competition. And elsewhere, Benfica, they thrashed newcomers Maccabi Haifa 6-1 in the other group game, while Portuguese and French teams ended level on 14 points now, and having drawn their other 2 head-to-heads 1 apiece, and with a goal difference of 9. Then Milan, they sealed a place in the knockout rounds as well with a comfortable 4-0 win at home against Salzburg. Dennis Zakaria and Raheem Sterling scoring for Chelsea in a 2-1 win over Dinamo Zagreb, while Man City and Real Madrid, they both marched on, picking up the wins. Then we move on to tennis, and he's looking good. Speaking of marching on, world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz has eased into the last 16 of the Paris Masters with a 6-4, 6-4 win over Yoshihito Nishioka, while Daniel Medvedev was sent packing by Alex de Minaur. So Alcaraz will play Grigor Dimitrov or Fabio Fognini for a place in the quarterfinals. That while Felix Auger-Aliassime began his bid for a 4th title in as many weeks by battling back to beat Mikael Ymer in 3 hours and 30 minutes. Alex de Minaur knocking out the former world number 1 Medvedev 6-4, 2-6, 7-5, while the 5th-ranked Stefanos Tsitsipas had no problems in seeing off Dan Evans 6-3, 6-4 to book his place in the last 16. Well, that's a wrap of your sport for this Thursday morning. We'll get all excited about the weekend tomorrow, but right now I'll see if there's anything exciting happening in the traffic before we send you off to work.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's start off with traffic in Somerset West in Cape Town. There's congestion on the N2 outbound before Victoria Road. Expect delays. Moving to Gauteng and Germiston, Johannesburg, there's been an accident on the N3 northbound, and this is after the Van Buren ramp. 3 lanes have been affected, and this is causing queuing traffic all the way to the N3 Germiston interchange and the N12 Reading interchange, so add some extra travel time to your journey. Moving to the coast, KZN, Tongaat, there's ongoing roadworks on the N2 bi-directional between Umhlanga interchange and Umhloti interchange. Please add extra travel time to your journey this morning. And that's where I leave your traffic. Let's take a final look at your weather. And we start with news from SA Weather Services. The orange level 6 and yellow level 2 warnings mentioned in our weather report yesterday morning, those remain in place for today. They're for disruptive rain leading to flash flooding, with some communities being temporarily isolated in the Thabo, Mofutsanyana district municipalities of the Free State. Communication services could also be disrupted and properties damaged by heavy rain, hail and strong wind over the southern parts of both the Northern Cape and the Free State, as well as over the northern interior of the Eastern Cape and the eastern and central interiors of the Western Cape. Meanwhile, Johannesburg Water says reduced consumption and recent rains have helped to stabilize reservoir levels. Bulk water supplier Rand Water yesterday announced that stage 2 water restrictions would be lifted in 3 Gauteng metros as reservoirs have been stabilized. The spokesperson said stabilization of the system, assisted by good rains, had been a collaborative effort by Rand Water and the municipalities. Well, on that note, let's take a final look at your beautiful sunrise views that you share with us. For your 8 a.m. update, here's Nancy Govender out in Pennington, who shared this gorgeous photo of herself enjoying the fresh air while taking a stroll on the beach. Sadie sent this photo of the beaming sun shining through the feathery clouds. This photo was taken in Greenwood Park. Rena from East London shared this stunning view overlooking the city with breathtaking hues lighting up the sky. And last, we have Lesedi out in Mpumalanga, who shared this blissful shot showing off her photography skills. Such a beautiful perspective to see the sunrise. Thank you for that. If you have a sunrise photo or perhaps even a video you would love to share, do so on our WhatsApp line. Let's take one final look at your temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, your low is 14, your high 25. Mpumbela 16 with a high of 28. Pretoria 15, 24, Johannesburg 13, reaching a high of 22. Thunder and rain predicted for Mahikeng, 16 is your low, 27 your high. Klerksdorp 16, 27, Kimberley 16 with a high of 25. Bloemfontein, rainy conditions, 13 is your low, 23 your high. Richards Bay, partly cloudy, a low of 20, a high of 26. Pietermaritzburg 16, 25, rainy conditions for Durban, 21 with a high of 25. Mthatha 14, 23, East London 18, 23. If you're in Cradock, 13 is your low, 25 your high. Gqeberha, your low is 18, your high 24. If you're in George, 16 with a high of 22 can be expected. Cape Town 17, 24. Worcester 16, 26. Sutherland 10 with a high of 19. And if you're in Uppington today, 13 is your low and 31 degrees Celsius, that is your high for today. And that's where I leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, right on time right now for a live performance from our guest artists today. Of course, we have Mabongi Tusi and the Oaks. And the first song, Zanini.
Zanini.
Take it away.
Ubani lona manzangaga oshinji impilo yami Ubani lona manzangaga ongipha ukuthula uthi inhliziyo yami ngakhathazeki mangikholwe nguye namandla wakavula amehlo wami yakhanya indlela yami ngabona sanini kimi ninenisindwayo bekanijokwenithathelami lona lilula izoniphumuza ubani lona namandangani wayishintsha impilo yami ubani lona mandla angaka ongiphe ukuthula uthi inhliziyo yami ingakhathazeki mangikholwe nguye lamandla wakavula amehlo wami ngayibona indlela ngayibona indlela sanini nonke ninenisindwayo bekanijokwenithathelami lona lilula ngizoniphumuza wozani wozani uthi sanini kuye wozani wozani
You too can win big with Tropica. Buy a Tropica promo pack, follow the details, enter, and stand a chance to win your share of thousands of smooth prizes, such as airtime, data, AEG fridges, Island Tribe hampers, Rest Assured beds, plus limited edition Tropica bags, towels, tents, cooler bags, and cushions. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you stand to win. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Yes, you can aim for those A+ results with expert exam tips on Expresso, plus the physical energy and mental vitality you get from BioPlus. And the time is now with a chance to win a study hamper to the value of 2,000 Rand. To enter, catch those valuable tips and tricks on Expresso, then answer the BioPlus competition question on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages using the hashtag BioPlusExam.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Thursday morning. As always, thanks so much for joining us at the start of a brand new day. Now, in a world full of rebooted movies, we now have a few gaming titles that are following suit, and one of them being Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, originally released in 2009. Now, our tech gaming expert, G-Funk Delicious, Grant Hines, is here to give us his review and his opinion on the 2022 version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The single-player campaign, we'll be talking more about other aspects of the game, but right now we're focusing on the single-player campaign.
But let me clarify a little bit here.
Right.
Everyone that's our age, because we're old, are all going, yo, but Modern Warfare 2 came out, what's going on? This isn't a remake or a remaster. They're nearly rebooting the series. This is like, it's the same name, completely different game.
Why would they do that, though? Why not call it something else?
Because we're old, and the kids want something new now, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Harking back, but also, listen, wow.
Its graphics are incredible, but this is a Call of Duty, like Michael Bay experience, like no other, 8-hour campaign, the single player. So it's very short, but very potent. So that's very traditionally Call of Duty. As far as story goes, I really, really wish they leaned into a more like critical, political, critique. Okay. But they don't go there. And it's kind of like a run-of-the-mill action movie, you know, White House Down type stuff. It could have been so much more interesting. The trailer that you're watching now teases Sicario energy. Now, Sicario was one of my favorite movies based on, the military and the FBI and so on. Yeah. They tease that energy, you know, that like duality, but then...
You're not exactly getting that in this format. Well, I mean, this is the single player format, so I'm assuming that Sicario energy you're talking about, is that exemplified in other formats?
No. But you see, you want that like rich storytelling, and you can. Look at these graphics. This is the graphic engine, and you can tell a story in this. If you've traveled, actually a lot of people have already identified where this is. Where's this?
This is in Amsterdam.
This is in Amsterdam. And
quite near to
what is this building?
Quite a very... I might not know that... No.
You know the church?
No, I don't know that church, but it's in a particular district in Amsterdam.
Yeah, but look at the detail of the graphics. Like, this is running on Xbox Series X, so it's a brand new console. There is trash in the river. There are leaves falling from the trees in fall. There are people walking around. The level of detail is absolutely... This guy is having a rough time.
Wow.
Are you okay, bro? Yeah, so it is a particularly beautiful game, and Call of Duty engine is spectacular. The gunplay, the gameplay, there's nothing like Call of Duty.
All right, yeah. So when it comes to, it's a first-person...
it's a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For those who've never played it before, what do you look forward to when you are entering the world of Call of Duty?
You look forward to really fast, action-packed, the best FPS-styled gameplay that you can get.
Yeah.
And that's what you'll achieve when you play a Call of Duty. And they don't live down on that. I just really wish that the polish around everything is okay.
Setting scenes-wise, I mean, Amsterdam looks amazing.
So I'm like undercover now, FBI. This person is a crook, so I must just, I think I'm gonna...
Speak to him. Oh, he's a cartel dude.
Yeah.
What?
Cartel.
Whoa!
I got some poison.
Did you just tase him?
I got some poison. Yeah, this is tase him or poison him.
And then I put him down on the bench. Like,
yeah, but because I'm Jason Bourne. This is what Jason Bourne would do.
His jaw just dropped.
This is Jason Bourne like action level. So again, it's a bit like, it's not like realistic or anything. It could be a little bit like cooler. But where it does shine is the multiplayer, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. Yeah. And a lot of people just skip the single player campaign altogether. People love this experience, but I'll show you some of the action scenes when we get into the gunplay a little bit later.
Amsterdam, one of the scenes, what other scenes can you expect, or is it only based?
You travel travel all around the world. So
Okay.
it's really much like James Bond in the sense. So we are in Amsterdam just for this mission. Then we're like in the Middle East, and then we're like home turf America. You know, then we're running through the like an embassy in
So lots to explore.
France.
You could actually travel without traveling.
Yes, I mean everybody already knew where we were.
Exactly.
This is a museum, by the way.
Not a
everybody.
church.
This, I thought this was a church. This is a museum. The art gallery.
Yeah, Kunstgalerij.
Yeah, I know this because this is Eins Afrikaans.
Kunstgalerij.
Yeah. Hey.
Age restriction-wise, by the way, is there an age restriction to?
There is an age restriction. It is 16 up generally. So just be aware of that when you do it. It is like an action movie.
Yeah.
Like generally, if you won't let your kids watch action movies like Jason Bourne or whatever, you probably won't let them play this. A lot of people that do play this are adults. It is one of those. It's like the FIFA. People get Call of Duty and FIFA every year.
Yeah,
those are the two games.
Yeah, true that.
So that we spend a lot of time on the show talking about FIFA, and we will spend the next little bit talking about Call of Duty.
So later on, we'll be talking about the multiplayer format of the game, which you, I think, most likely see in like a lot of series or movies when the friends are all chilling, headphones in, and they're going through the action, right? That's what it's most popularly
there is
known
so much to this game that I was telling Lena, the producer, I was like, we need to do this in 2 parts because it's just so jam-packed.
Absolutely.
This is just one component, and there's a whole bunch under the hood that I want to share with you.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the 2022 edition, is now out.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 on a 600-minute Red Core More voice plan. Plus, get a free hotel voucher. Further together, Vodacom.
Yep, further together indeed. While we're on the topic of some exciting tech, we've got deals second to none that you do not want to miss. We want you to please experience Red and unlock more with Vodacom Red. There are some amazing rewards and benefits that simply cannot be missed, so do it. Do it now. Switch and unlock summer.
That's right, and I feel like we dressed for the occasion today. And Vodacom is the first telecommunications company in Africa to offer Prime Video Mobile Edition, and they've just announced that all new, existing and upgrading customers are now eligible to subscribe to Prime Video or Prime Video Mobile Edition, regardless of price plan, whether you are prepaid or contract.
I love that. There are some shows that I absolutely adore in this phase, and I love the fact because I have to sneak it in whenever I'm not with the family. So being able to watch on my phone is amazing. Prime Video Mobile Edition is a single-device, mobile-only Prime Video subscription where customers obviously benefit from Prime Video's full catalogue of thousands of movies and TV series. So much has moved onto that platform, available on multiple devices as well. You can also stream original content or download and then watch it later in standard definition with a Prime Video app on your mobile phone. Beautiful.
That's right. Well, listen, you can sign up as a prepaid customer and get a 30-day free trial with 10 gigs data, then 3 gigs thereafter for only 59 Rand per month, or sign up for a contract customer and get 3 months on Vodacom and thereafter only pay 79 Rand per month.
So do it, man. If you want to sign up to Prime Video Mobile Edition, do it through Vodacom simply by visiting voda.com/Prime Video, and all the terms and conditions obviously do apply. I have a feeling you're going to have the TV on, but no one's going to be watching it, and everyone's going to be sitting around you while you're on your phone.
You know, some people, they'll take their phone to the bathroom, so now they're just going to be at the bathroom even
longer. Stay there the whole day. Or you're going to be on a plane and everyone's going to be like leaning over and checking. I'm one of those people. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone. I look over your shoulder. Oh, with Vodacom Summer, you are not just a player. You are always a champion. So switch to Red and unlock summer. And of course, stand a chance of winning 500 million in cash and rewards. We should have started with that.
Switch to Red, travel the world, and connect anywhere with flight discounts and international roaming. Get the new Samsung Z Flip 4 on a 600-minute Red Core More voice plan for 1,339 Rand per month. You save 2,400 Rand and get a free hotel voucher. Plus, trade in and save up to 10,000 Rand with Vodacom, SA's leading network. Available in-store or online. Further together, Vodacom.
Stand a chance of winning 10,000 Rand with Play.Koza when you watch Tropica Island of Treasure. Simply SMS PLAY to 41191 or scan this QR code and follow the steps to enter. You could be winning your own treasure of 10,000 Rand. T's and C's apply and can be found on Play.Koza. Let's play with Play.coza.
Let underprivileged children unwrap a smile this festive season. Safripol has again partnered with the amazing Angel Network and Toy Kingdom to collect your pre-loved toys to be re-gifted this festive season to those who need it the most.
You can donate your pre-loved toys at any participating mall or Toy Kingdom, or visit safripol.com for more information. Donate from now until 30 November and again from the 26th of December to the 15th of January 2023.
Come join us in helping them unwrap a smile.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC 3. We're talking about the brand new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is not an entirely new or entirely rebooted entry into the franchise. But as Grant was saying earlier on, it's a new game on its own for all of those lovers of Call of Duty who might have seen the 2009 version and want to play, of course, this version. We're about to explore the multiplayer campaign, but of course, some of the visuals that you're about to see are of a graphic nature, so do be careful. We do advise parental advisory. 16 is that age gap that we were talking about, right? Yes. Starting from 16 and above. So many modes in the game to enjoy, one of which is multiplayer, which you're now playing.
Yeah, I'm playing multiplayer right now. We're playing a mode called Hardpoint. This is traditional Call of Duty. When I say traditional, 2009 had Hardpoint. Yeah. And we have to, like, oh, that person's a friend. We have to make sure that this piece of this on live TV. I did it. Let's go. Mom, I did it. I got to make sure that we capture that point. Yes. There is so much that they've added to Call of Duty. Firstly, the gunplay, as I was saying, is just perfect. It's the best gunplay of a first-person shooter. They've got decades of experience when coming up with this kind of gameplay. And watch this. If I sprint, jump into a slide, they've slowed they've slowed some of the stuff down a little bit. Yeah. Which from Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, which I don't appreciate. Yeah. I'm quite a fast player. Yes. But I think for a lot of people that are just jumping into this, it's great. It's cross-platform, so I can play, if you've got a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC, we can all play together. That's amazing. Which is great. So it means that more friends are able to participate and jam. You don't have to like, Mom, so-and-so's got a PlayStation, I need a PlayStation. Yes. That's not true.
So is that something that developers are focusing on in general? Because it's the same with FIFA as well, right?
right?
Yes, because you want to make sure that more people can play your game.
Yeah.
And more people are playing it for longer. So that's generally like, oh, there's somebody down here. It's hard talking about this game and playing a multiplayer game. We're playing online at the moment for a lot of people who don't know. These are all, they're all like, somebody was called Roy something. So it's obviously some South Africans out here playing. Then, if you don't like this kind of game mode, which is a little bit claustrophobic, it's like we're 5 versus 5. There's a bigger mode called Ground War, where you get into vehicles and you can drive around, and it's more like a war zone, if you like, with, I think it's 60 versus 60 players.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of people in a map. I think it might be 50 versus 50. That person was taken out by someone out there. So there's that, which is a lot more tactical, big map awareness, which is really cool. Beat Boerd is on a kill streak. So we're definitely playing with South Africans. There's no ways that's somebody else. And then they've also added a third-person mode, which is great for those of you who don't like this first-person mode. Like if you're playing Fortnite, if you come from that kind of background of games, you might prefer to find something that's a little bit behind you, and then obviously changes the game quite like fundamentally. You know, you're able to see more around you.
Yes.
More. Okay, look, I'm gonna take these guys out. Sorry.
Look at you.
There's people. Come on. I see the radars picking up people, and I can see you on the map. I can see you on the map.
You've got zero fear. You just charge. Oh, okay, something just happened there.
Yeah, somebody's doing an airstrike right now.
So you got to take cover.
Yeah, I'll take cover. But there was somebody. Now we got to go capture the hard points. So
okay, while you do that, a reminder that this is a 16 and upward rated game. So, of course, like Grant said early on, if you wouldn't let your kids watch 16-year-old and above action movies,
yeah, generally that's kind of my rule with parents.
That's all right. That's
a lot of the stuff is social. So a lot of the appeal for a Call of Duty, especially the multiplayer, is playing with your friends.
Right.
So it's about like knowing like, are you okay with your kids playing in that group of people? Are they good friends? Do you trust them? Do you know them in real life? I also go like, hey, invite them around.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very good tip.
So I'm not a COD player. It's called the COD in the streets, right? Call of Duty COD.
COD. Yeah, you're right. It's COD.
If I was starting now, could you teach me some of the basics I need to know?
So the first thing, we're out of this, we lost that match, unfortunately, but the first thing I would teach you is make sure that you have good map awareness. Most first-person shooters, the key to success is like circumventing your map and knowing where your enemies are coming from. Straight up, that's the first thing. Somebody taught me that, and it was really, really smart.
Okay, cool.
The other thing is to make sure that you know when to run and when to aim down sights and when to hot swap your weapons. So it's slower to reload a weapon than it is to swap to a secondary weapon. So
you'd rather swap weapons?
Yeah, if you're in a stick, you must be able to juggle your weapons. So that's really important. And then working as a team is also like of the utmost importance. Making sure you're on. I always say get on your communications, get on your comms.
Yeah.
There's about 25 seconds to start. Do you want to give it a go?
I want to give it a go. So I think for me, what's like disorienting is like the movement of the head all over the place that I might.
Look how cool these opening sequences to a multiplayer game are.
Yeah.
This is the opening sequence to the multiplayer game.
So the random guy who's just wearing a random T-shirt, like, okay, bro.
It's like a fast food joint.
That's me.
Now go. Now you're in the game.
Okay,
4
3,
seconds.
2, 1. So the left
analog
stick to move. Okay.
Yeah. Now if you click that in, you'll sprint like.
Click it in. Okay, cool. There we go.
You'll see. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
And then another really pro tip that I've actually like a lot of people who know Ali A and stuff. Ali A actually taught me this. He's a big YouTuber, but he was saying
something's happening.
Keep your reticule at head level.
My reticule. What is it?
Reticule. Your line down sights. Lift up your gun.
Yeah.
Lift it up.
Oh, lift it up. There.
So, no, down. Yeah.
Oh, mate. Lift it up. Keep it down. Oh, yeah.
So when somebody enters a door, you don't have to move. Your gun's ready for them.
Okay.
So you always. It's like when in football, you always have your body positioned properly, but instead of like having to move it around. You're doing the dishes.
I'm running.
Why are you doing the dishes, Kat? Okay, look, Kat. Like I don't know, man.
No.
I don't know. Maybe we have to play some Call of Duty.
Yeah. No, we definitely do.
Are you in the kitchen? What's going on?
A partner of mine was in there, so okay, I'm starting to get the movie.
Millie Pop. Millipup, what's
Millipup, wait.
The guy's name is Millipup. We are in the South African
Okay, wait. Where is he?
No, he's running around. There he is.
Okay.
He's your friend, don't worry.
Okay.
Millipup's your friend.
Blue guys are friends?
Yes, blue guys.
Okay. Obviously, this is something I need to get used to, not my...
right triggers to shoot.
Right triggers, so, okay, there we go.
No,
okay, there. Okay, there, and then that's, okay.
There we go. You feel, okay.
Where's the, is that an enemy? No, that's a...
No, your friend was killed. That skull means your friend was killed.
Okay.
That means there is probably an enemy around.
Okay, let's see if I can find one. If I could get my first... Oh! Where did that come from? That's just ridiculous. Okay, so clearly a lot to learn, but a lot of fun can be had as well. Check it out. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is out. If you had the opportunity to play it, let us know what you think. And maybe you might catch Grant somewhere in an online... Oh, no. It's the agony for me. Thanks, bro. Always appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, gents. Time now to get back onto our Expresso stage with Mabongi Tusi and the incredible Oaks, who are standing by to pose probably one of the most important questions right now with our focus on gender-based violence this month. They are asking, where are the fathers? This is Bapo Baba.
Bashiya isizwe siphuma Bandliwe zindaba 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 Bashiya isizwe siphuma Omama bathwele kanzima abantwana bayasoko uye punyembeza nasisizwe sibhekene nenkinga babalekela ukondle lemizizophathwa kanjani Bandliwe zindaba Bashiya isizwe siphuma 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 Kodwa lutho kodwa Batshala abantwana izwelo badakwe bayeke imisebenzi basuke bahambele phezulu kodwa lutho kodwa Bashiye isizwe sibhubha.
Mama, absolutely amazing. Show them some love on our social media platforms and fear not. One more performance coming your way. Thank you so much for sharing that message. Most importantly, you can, as I said, show them some love on our social media platforms as well. One more performance coming your way.
A bank that lets me run my farm from the sky.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Play it up. Bold matte color goes on as easy as a crayon. Feels barely there. Super soft, 12 rocket poppin' shades. New Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Wanna play?
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Well, we've been keeping things sweet on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning in the kitchen, and this recipe is no different. And Woolies berries, they are picked at just the right time to make sure they are juicy and sweet. And we're about to show you how to make this delicious baked cheesecake by Chef Clem, who is an absolute treat. And this is all thanks to the additional of all of the berries that we're going to add to this recipe. Did you hear that? I said you're an absolute treat.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure if I was meant to say you were an absolute treat.
You mean to say the berries?
Oh. And the berries.
It's the cake. It's the cake. So people people get divided. Families get split. It is just horrible. This issue that people have of baked cheesecake versus fridge set cheesecake.
Oh, for me, cheesecake's cheesecake. As long as I get cheesecake, I'm happy.
Thank you. As long as it's cheesecake, be happy. But we're gonna make a baked one today.
Oh, okay.
What's really nice is we're gonna harness and prolong the goodness and flavor and just like beautifulness of these berries by making a coulis. Because of the sugar that's in there and the natural pectin that's in the berries, you're basically kind of making a jam, a preservative.
And a little bit more pourable jam. Now,
Yes.
I love the fact that we are in berry season. If you want to go strawberry picking, now's the time to do it. I think at the end of November, it's also a great time to go cherry picking, if not already. But Woolies have got some incredible berries at the moment, and they're also running some great deals. I know that if you buy any two, you get 15%,
which I think is really great.
And the cool thing is, I mean, if you want to capitalize on, you know, buying your berries in bulk, we pop them in the freezer.
Yes.
I like mine room temperature, so I'll just take out what I want to eat like a few minutes beforehand. And then the frozen berries are great for not only preserving your berries, but to make smoothies.
And to chill your other drinks.
Yes.
Instead of ice.
Instead of ice.
Use the berries and you can flavor those other drinks instead of watering it down with ice.
Yes. Frozen berries.
There we go. So I've got some raspberries, blueberries, and strawberry into our pan.
And of course, our sugar.
And again, the sugar's not just for the sweetness, it's to help preserve it and help it last longer. A little bit of vanilla goes in. So I'm gonna literally just give this a shake, make sure everything coats in that sugar, and forget about it.
Okay.
Let it just do its thing. It's on a
Let
little
it
heat.
reduce.
So
you
what
can use all the sugar.
No, you can kind of like...
Just a little sprinkle.
I don't prefer my coulis very sweet. If you do at home, totally add more sugar. It's totally, this part is all up to taste.
Okay.
So you've got, what I've made is a topping, okay? It's flour, it's butter, and it's sugar. And I just like fingertips, and that's gonna go over the
very
cheesecake.
top.
So we've got like 3 layers of flavor. For the actual filling, you gotta get the good stuff. Cream cheese, full fat, going in. I'm gonna give you the machine and you can do all the mixing for me. I do like making baked cheesecakes because everything just goes into one bowl. And then you're done.
And I'm a sucker for cheesecake.
The thing about cheesecakes is they get better the longer they sit. The texture just gets more dense, creamy, and delicious. So when I make it, this is like, it's quite rich as well, but make a bigger one. And you'll see it, even if it lasts for like a week and a bit, which it won't, the texture just gets better and better.
So if you ever have the opportunity to go to the US, they've got the chain store, the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes.
And I remember in Ohio going to the Cheesecake Factory for the first time, and I was fascinated. They had 30 different types of cheesecakes.
Whoa, 30?
30 different types of cheesecakes. I won't be surprised if that number has increased by now, because the last time I was in America eating cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory was more than 10 years ago.
Whoa, when you were 6?
When I was, well, thank you for that. I'll take it. I took a gap year after high school.
Okay, let's talk about what's in the bowl. We were just hoing. So it was cream cheese, cream, sugar went in there, the eggs went in there, and now we're gonna add the flour, and this is gonna help set our cheesecake. What am I forgetting? How about a bit of lemon
And you added some vanilla.
Vanilla. Again,
is this vanilla extract or?
That's extract, but honestly, no problem if you want to use essence. Where are we? Okay, that looks... You want to make sure you get all the little pockets of flour out. You're doing a great job there. Some lemon gold zest. As you're working, I can go.
You can go.
And the lemon just brings out the flavors of the berries.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, so that's good. If I can ask you, if you would... You got a spatula. You can actually pour that over the base of our cheesecake. And I've taken digestive biscuits, a little bit of butter, crushed them all together, and that butter's gonna set up the biscuits, and that's gonna be the base of our cheesecake.
So I'm just pouring it in. Look at
Pour
this.
it in.
Creamy, creamy, and fluffy.
Then, once you've added your filling, I've got some coulis for you, and you can swirl that through your cheesecake.
So we're doing the coulis before it goes into the oven?
We're gonna do a coulis before and after. So before, we kind of want to marble it through the cheesecake filling. So as you slice into it, you see like these beautiful like streaks of berry. That looks good.
So how do I now, with a spoon or the spatula?
You're gonna pour, here we go. You can use a spoon. I actually use the back of the spoon. So as you pour, you just like pull the back of the spoon through, there we go. And just start like giving it a good mix.
Like that.
Don't worry, even if you end up with quite a bit on the top, it's perfectly fine.
How much berry coulis would you love inside?
That's good. That's good. I mean, I would actually do more, but I think for today, that's good. So before we top that, I'm gonna add a few more blueberries.
Oh, and that goes into the oven.
And then this topping goes over the top.
The crumble.
The crumble.
So I've always wondered how to make the crumble, and I'm glad you told us, because I've seen some people make, and these are now American bloggers that I follow, when they make muffins and they add their crumble on top, especially blueberry muffins.
I think it adds so much texture. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here. So that goes to the oven, that bakes, and you want to chill. I say chill your cheesecake for about a day before serving. The texture just gets better.
Oh, Chef, we have to cut this open.
I like how the social media team says, whatever you do, don't cut the cheesecake.
Did they?
We're cutting the cheesecake.
Well, we'll cut here from the back so that we can do a photo from the front. Just like a teeny tiny piece.
Okay, Jasmine's giving me a little look from behind the scenes, so we're going to cut from the back where you don't see it. I'm going to ask the team to bring me a knife quickly while I top this with some more berries. Oh, I want the raspberries. And you got some icing sugar. Here you go.
A little icing sugar. Give me the little sip.
I'm going to add a little bit of this. And you can do your thing. Looks Christmassy. There we
Oh,
go.
it does look Christmassy. Da, 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 da. Oh, I saw a random stat that on the 1st of November, quite a few million people streamed Mariah Carey's Christmas song.
Look, I
We're
can
all ready
honestly
for the
listen to
festive
Christmas music all year round. I love it. I really do. It's a problem. Okay, so should we do a little drizzle of this?
Yes, please. No pressure.
If it doesn't mess, did you do it right? There we go. So.
Oh, he's not cutting gently. But listen, if you want to get your hands on this delicious baked cheesecake that we've just made, woolworths.co.za is where you can find the recipe. And remember, if you buy any 2 of the berries that's in season right now, you can get 15% off. Chef Clem, cheesecake for breakfast.
We're doing this. Okay, you're going to have to hold this.
I'll hold this. Oh, you're not allowed to break the cake.
Okay, we'll fill up with more berries. No one will know.
Oh,
okay.
I'm going to give it a bite.
Go. You're good.
Well balanced. I'm actually getting quite a bit of the lemon zest coming through. And I love how it complements the berry coulis.
Yes.
A bit of sweetness. Oh, this is creamy. This is delicious. Even your digestive crumb is incredible.
We did well. We did well.
This is a good cheesecake. Not too sweet, but so packed full of flavor. And I'm loving the hint of lemon coming through.
And texture.
And the texture is
Yes.
so smooth. It is available at woolworths.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Thursday morning. Now, Mabongi Tusi and the Oaks are about to perform one last time for you, but remember that you can catch them live performing on the 26th of November at the Every Nation Church in Goodwood. 3 p.m. is the time that the show starts. And of course, that's all part of the Isiseko Family Foundation 10th year anniversary. But one last time, here we are with a song called Choose Life.
before you. You told me to choose life. I was busy missing out. I didn't listen. Choose life, choose life. Choose life. You told me to choose life. I was busy messing up. I didn't listen. Choose life, choose life. Choose life. You told me to choose life. I was busy messing up. I didn't listen. The angels sing, boro, 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 boro. Heavens rejoice, giddy, 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 giddy. Now I know that I belong to the kingdom. I choose life, 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 choose life. You told me to choose life. I was busy messing up.
This spring, here's to Mother Nature and all the other mums who bring wonders into our world. Made with love by Clover.